Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us here on Variant Rolls for Dungeon of the Mad Mage Level 12, the Maze level. My name is Eugenio, also known as your friendly neighborhood Dungeon Master, DM Jazzy Hands. I am so excited to be here with this awesome crew of adventurers tonight, so let's go around really quickly and introduce ourselves, our characters. I use he, him pronouns, sorry. So let's go around and introduce our names, our characters, and pronouns for both things. Let's start up here in the upper left corner with Emma. Hi there.
Hello, hi. I'm Emma. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter, and today I will be playing Tulip, the Goliath barbarian, and we both use she/her pronouns.
Fantastic. Moving over to the other side, Matthew.
Hi,
Hi.
that's me.
That's you.
I am Matthew Forbin. I use he/him pronouns, and I am playing Carlisle Willowtrust, who also uses he/him pronouns.
Fantastic. Moving on down to the bottom right. Hey, Nick, how you doing today?
I am good. I am Nick. I use he, him pronouns. Today I will be playing Fenrisa, who uses she, her pronouns.
Fantastic. And last but certainly not least, over here in the other corner, Jake.
I'm Jake. I will be playing the Trickery Cleric Inglepoot Humper Flumph. It's a lot to say. And exactly. And we both use he, him pronouns. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you all four for being here with us today. Just really quickly, in case you are new to Variant Rolls or to our Dungeon of the Mad Mage series, we are moving through all 23 levels of Dungeon of the Mad Mage in a sort of teaser preview style. We do 2 to 3 weeks for each level to give you a taste of what is on each level with different players from around the community, new and old to Variant Rolls. So thanks so much for joining us. This is the first session here on level 12, the Maze level. I also want to mention A Seat at the Table, this really awesome magazine, online magazine that we're partnering with. I will talk a little bit more about them at the end of today's session. But if you are interested in what they do, you can go to ASATT magazine, A Seat at the Table, magazine.com, and check them out. All right, are we ready to get started?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so the four of you were captured some time ago and brought down to Shadow Dusk Hold, deep in the lowest reaches of Undermountain. How long you've been slaves to the Drow House Shadow Dusk there, you aren't sure, but just yesterday you were gathered together and told you were going to be gifted to House Freth, a lower Drow house that lives much higher up in Undermountain. Something seemed off, though. Tendra and Malene, the two emissaries that are going to be accompanying you from Shadow Dusk Hold, have brought along all of your gear and your possessions, which, until now, you hadn't seen since you were captured, which is weird. They've stored all of your belongings in a series of bags of holding, alongside a few other bags that hold little trinkets and gifts for House Freth. And the two of them have been real awkward about doing everything they can to make sure that you four are aware that your gear is coming with you. And they've gone so far as to make, like, painfully unsubtle comments about which of the bags are holding your belongings, and that maybe you should keep an eye on which ones are which. So something is clearly afoot, but whatever it is, the Drow aren't saying a ton more than that. So you've been traveling for several hours, bound and watched very closely by Tendra and Malene. You don't have any of your gear, but you're still capable adventurers. You've traversed level after level of Hallister Blackcloak's mad dungeons, and you finally pass through what you believe to be, hopefully, the last of a series of strange magical gates. Each of these gates has forced you or the two emissaries to perform some strange, seemingly arbitrary ritual. This most recent one required you to spend some time in a truly horrifying MC Escher-esque maze before it allowed you to pass through the swirling mists and exit here. You currently find yourselves at the northern end of a smallish, naturally carved stone cavern, and standing in the center of the cavern are 4 drow warriors that are backed by 6 horrifying skeletons of minotaurs, their empty eye sockets glowing a faint, sickly green as all of their heads swivel to focus on the 6 of you. One of the drow steps forward, and as he approaches, you can see that he's missing his right eye. And you notice not because he's wearing an eye patch, but because he's just left his empty eye socket and the scar around it bared and plain for all to see. And he exchanges a few brief words in Undercommon with your escorts, and then begins to lead you all east through another chamber with 4 more drow warriors that are surrounding and seemingly guarding an enormous iron spider that stands motionless in the center of this dark cavern. I believe that which one of you is the Goliath? Emma. So I believe you're the only one that doesn't have dark vision, and usually the drow down in Shadow Dusk Hold sort of delight in putting you in situations where you can't see. But again, things are off this time around, and one of them has deigned to bring with them a fairy-fired torch that is expelling just enough light for you to be able to sort of see a little bit here in the darkness. So you finally pass through that chamber and into an enormous cavern, the roof of which is far beyond all of your dark vision. The floor of this area is covered with dense fog that's at least 2 feet deep. And in the center of this cavern is a big black fortress with 30-foot tall walls, 40-foot tall guard towers spaced at intervals around the walls. You approach it. You pass without issue with your escort from this level through one of the gate towers and into a big courtyard where you can see another building at the center of this fortress. This one also made of black stone, but shot through with veins of silver and bearing a striking and really creepy resemblance to a crouching spider preparing to pounce. So you're led inside the doors of this building, taken down some hallways, and asked to wait outside a set of doors while your escort goes inside. And can I have all of you make wisdom perception checks, please?
Great.
All right, so let's start with Tulip.
12.
Great. Carlisle.
I forgot I had advantage. Oh, wait, I don't have my shield. 4!
Even better, Fenrisa.
Unnatural 20.
Okay, and Inglepoot.
21.
All right, so Fenrisa and Inglepoot, you all hear, do either of you speak Elvish?
Negative.
No. Okay, great. I think it's the other 2 of you that do speak Elvish, so really good. So the 2 of you hear voices yelling at each other, clearly having some sort of an argument on the other side of the door, though you can't understand what they're saying. And you notice that your 2 escorts from Shadow Dusk Hold, Tendra and Malene, also clearly hear this and just sort of smirk and shake their heads. Eventually, though, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh boy, you hear that there, Fenrisa? It sounds like they're upset about something.
I would be upset too if I lived in a building such as this.
Yeah, it could definitely use some sprucing up here with some greenery or something. But maybe I should try and mention arugula again and see if they want to join the ranks of the fibrous ones, as we call ourselves.
I'm throwing out everything that I had prepared for this adventure. This is now an HGTV home makeover and cooking. Done.
That's right.
Good. I spec'd my character correctly.
That's right.
I love it. All right. So after a few moments of the 2 of you sort of deciding how best to approach the subject of arugula with your hosts / captors, the door opens again, and that one-eyed drow that led you in here escorts the 6 of you inside this room. And inside this room, you see 4 more drow. One of them is another male drow, clearly some sort of mage, just based on his somewhat gaudy and over-the-top robes and accoutrement. The other is reclining in a cushioned crystal divan and is attended by 2 servant male drow, and she is very clearly quite far along in a pregnancy and seems to have the sort of perpetual scowl that drows from lesser houses tend to have when they are approached by more powerful drow. So the 4 of them are in this room, and you are brought inside and presented by Tendra and Malene as gifts for these drow from their master, Hallister Blackcloak. And the mage and the pregnant drow sort of look the 4 of you up and down, and the female drow that's seated sort of gestures with her hand, and her 2 attendant drow come and collect you all and the pile of various bags of holding with your gear and other gifts, and escorts you out another door from this chamber while the grown-ups begin to chat. And you all are taken to clearly some sort of a storage room, and just sort of unceremoniously shoved in there. The bags are tossed in there as well. The door shuts, and you can hear it locking behind them. And for the first time in quite some time, you are alone, just the 4 of you.
What's going on? I feel like I missed something here, everyone.
Did they just lock us in here with all of our equipment?
I pick up the bag that has my stuff in it.
Uh-huh.
I take out the it's like a bracelet type deal.
Okay.
With a gem in the middle of it.
Uh-huh.
And I haven't seen this since I've been captured, so it is definitely something that I'm looking at with a lot of, I don't know if reverence is the right word, but there's a lot of longing for it. Like I really wanted to get this back.
Totally.
And I put the insignia of claws back on and start taking any other items out and sort of taking them out and wearing them again.
All right.
Are we like completely naked in here, or
No, you've
just
been
slave
wearing
clothes or
yeah,
something?
Slave.
That's
Variant Rolls After Dark. It is far too early in the day for that.
Oh, that's right.
So-
What am I doing on this show then?
That's your 3rd game tonight, Matt. That's not this one.
That's right. Never mind.
No, you all have
later.
itchy slave robes on.
Okay. Yeah. Ingle will start putting on all of his armor and his kilt and his headband and his bunny slipper and all that.
Oh,
bunny
is it
slipper.
just one?
Oh, you all are such
Just
good
one
boys.
bunny slipper?
Just one bunny slipper.
Excellent.
I am glad I'm not the only character wearing slippers.
Oh,
Yeah.
Also, that is legitimate. Look at my character sheet. I
Yeah.
have slippers.
I love it.
I believe it 100%. I will mosey on over to my respective bag of holding and begin to reclaim my equipment.
yeah, I'm gonna do the same.
I wonder if this is some kind of meta. Oh wait, my character's an idiot. Sure is nice.
Well, oh no, do we have any smart people in this group?
Yeah, I'm
Literally me every time I try to play a low-end character. Oh wait, I'm a moron. Never mind.
I've got an intelligence of 8, so yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh boy.
Face down a lot, aren't I?
Okay, we're doing great. So my character will say, "Well, I think it's nice to have all of our stuff back," and I'll just start adorning my equipment.
Aw.
Oh yeah, it sure is. I missed my bunny slipper here.
Aw.
And do I need to reattune to my magical items?
So that's a really good question. I believe that someone, I think it was Engelpoot, was hoping to do something that would take a bit of time while you all are locked in here. So if that is something that Engelpoot is going to be doing, then yes, you do have to reattune, but you'll have plenty of time to do it in.
Okay, yeah, I will do that, and then I will say, this is a good time to have a bit of a shindig here, and I can have a gift from the fibrous one, regular one, arugula, and we can have a feast of some sort. And he takes out of the bag of holding this jeweled bowl and starts praying over it as he begins the ritual of 6th level Heroes Feast.
Fantastic.
I mean, there's no reason we can't upgrade this shindig to a full-blown hootenanny.
Thank you.
Well,
because I was
Not the
thinking it, but
place
felt I
for a
couldn't
party.
interject.
I don't know what that is, but sure. I mean, arugula welcomes all.
A hoot nanny is when you take your shindig and you put a lot of hoot and just a little bit of nanny in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So this takes 30 minutes.
Get some moonshine on that table and we're good to go.
Oh, Lord.
10 minutes, sorry.
Yeah, 10 minutes to cast, and then you all will need to spend a full hour consuming the feast, having a hoot nanny, and
There is a lot of vegetables.
And vegans heroes feast, right?
Fuck. Oh, sorry.
I'm with you. Look.
Hard pass.
Is there at least moonshine?
No. Please partake. I mean, there is some meat here, but the benefits will outweigh the the need. It's gonna clear you out, if you know what I'm saying here. So just please partake in the feast before you.
I am feeling a little backed up. I suppose I'll do some fiber.
Okay, there we go. And it gives you, maybe write this down.
Immunity, poison, fear, advantage on wisdom saving throws, and 2d10 increased max hit points.
Yeah,
Say
nailed
that
it.
one more time, but slower.
Oh,
I was
wow.
going to say it again, but fast.
No, I can't do it.
Okay, yeah, it makes you immune to poison and being frightened, and makes all wisdom saving throws. Why am I saying it in this voice? Makes all wisdom saving throws with advantage. And your hit point maximum also increases by 2d10. So that's and it gains the same number of hit points. So that's different than temporary hit points because you can re-heal those during the duration of the spell, which is 24 hours. And here we go on the hit points. It's going to be 12 extra hit points on your max.
Right.
Wow.
That's
Oh,
fantastic.
I did it in the reverse order.
It's a hell of a hoot nanny.
So before this ends, Fenrisa has something that she would like to do.
Okay.
But it would be like the last thing before
All right,
the
so you all
dinner's
are-
over.
Yeah, so you all are consuming this fantastic feast, and just spending some quality time with your lost magic items to reattune to them. And as the hootenanny begins to wind down, Fenrisa, what do you do with this?
I would like to use minor illusion to make an arugula appear in front of Inglepoot, and it has a face and it smiles at him.
Oh.
Sweet fibrous. Wait, how should I do like a intelligence check or something here to
It would be investigation
Intelligence
per
investigation.
yeah.
Do it.
Well, it's not going to be good either way. Investigation. That's a -1, so I rolled a 9, so that's an 8.
Good. So the fibrous one is pleased with your feast.
Oh, sweet fibrous one, I beseech you.
Everyone else can see this too.
You have provided us a bounty for which we cannot express our thanks. And he starts, grabbing some of the vegetables and rubbing them on his face. And you guys think it's probably like it's part of a weird arugula ritual.
I feel like that's pretty par for the course after everything that's just happened, but all right.
I feel like Fenrisa has done this exact thing before.
Probably.
Just to mess with him.
Yeah.
So.
Almost certainly. Are there any more terrifying words for a DM than a PC saying, I'm going to cast, and then saying some sort of illusion spell?
That's right.
Particularly in non-combat situations? Oh, God.
I'm like, well, since we're all feeling a little hardy here and we got to crawl out of this insane contraption we've gotten ourselves into, let's just get beefier, thicker. I'm going to cast Aid at 3rd level.
A man after my own heart.
That's right. Up to 3. So I'm going to choose everyone but me.
Okay.
Yeah. So everyone but me gains 10 additional maximum hit points because I cast 8 at 3rd level.
Lord, y'all are thick.
Thick. It's two
These are-
C's.
I'm sorry.
temporary?
Are these? Yeah. What?
No, these
Increase
are
to your maximum.
Same as the hero's feast, so it's
Yeah,
another.
and-
So all y'all's
10?
maximum HP is up by 22. Oh,
Quite.
Lord.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yep.
I am a big, strong girl now.
Yeah, he is.
I am glad I didn't take toughness feat. 'Cause I was considering it.
I love Aid. It's a terrific spell. So
I love it. Yeah, and this whole time, like, nobody seems to be concerned with you all, like, at all.
the character's too dumb to figure this out.
Are
Well,
is there anything in this room that looks like is it just a plain old, there's nothing in here?
Yeah, there's like, I mean, you can see there are a few like empty sacks, like burlap sacks and things like that, or whatever the Underdark equivalent of burlap is. So it looks like it was probably some sort of like dry storage pantry type thing, but it's mostly empty now. I mean, you can maybe find a few little food, mushrooms and zirkwood things here and there, but there's really not a whole lot in here.
My character is smarter than I am.
well, I mean, I suppose if fortune's favoring us, we ought to depart from this room and start making our way out of this wretched castle.
I think they locked it when they left.
Oh, yeah, but we'll like break it down. We all have our equipment back.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
there's no way that will go poorly for us. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I don't see I'm running the numbers. I don't see the bad outcome.
I know, that worries me.
So, question.
Answer.
You mentioned that we could not see the ceiling. Was that in the other room? Can we see the ceiling in this room?
That was in the big open cavern before you went inside the creepy spider building.
Okay, so there's no like upper windows or anything that I can see.
No.
Okay.
No windows in this building. They're drowning,
So, Fenrisa and Ingleput, can either one of you? I can't seem to remember, but you're both really shady. But one of you is really shady. Can you do that whole thing where they like take a paper clip and they're like?
Oh yeah, I can't do that.
You want me to pick the lock? Sure.
Yeah, the paperclip
Yes,
trick.
but specifically with the paperclip.
Of course. I then kick the door as hard as I can.
Amazing. So
Oh,
actually, no, I'm gonna let this happen. Great. Make me a strength athletics check.
Okay. 22.
Okay. So the door, rather loudly, goes flying open, and you hear an from the other side of the door, and then a sort of thud as someone hits the ground. And Fenrisa, you sort of peek around the door that you've just kicked open, and you see one of your escorts from Shadow Dusk Hold is sort of sitting on her ass on the floor, looking somewhat put out. But she stands up and sort of brushes herself off and shakes herself and sort of gives you one of these. And she says, she looks to you and she says, well, oh, Drow in my world are French. I forgot because I think I'm Chris Perkins. Hold on. Okay. And she says, well, that took a bit longer than I expected, but I'm glad that you have found your way out. Now, of course, this meeting never happened, but since it never happened, I can tell you, cause a bit of chaos on your way out. Makes things interesting. However, don't touch the mage. He is ours. And then she strides off down the hall without looking back.
I mean, he was rather attractive. They have good taste.
So I guess, well, how do we cause a ruckus or whatnot?
I mean, we could just start, hacking and slashing the monstrosities that we find. I mean,
seems pretty straightforward.
yeah.
Yeah, that,
Oh,
Don't kill the mage because he's hot. So that's about it.
okay.
Yep.
Cut and dry.
All right, lead the way then.
Sure.
Yep,
so is it
good one to send forward first. Absolutely.
dark or like pretty? It's drow area, so I'm kind of just assuming it's dark-ish everywhere.
Yeah, actually, in here, and this happens in Shadow Dust Cold too. Like they all have dark vision, like most of you do as well, but they can't resist sort of decorating with various colors of fairy fire and continual flames. So most of the interior, actually, of this building that you've walked through to this point is lit dimly in one way or another, mostly with purple and green fairy fire lights.
Okay, I'm invisible.
Oh, okay.
Yep, Shadow Monk.
Right.
Well, I will lead the way. I got my Sentinel shield out. I got my weapon of warning. So if we're within 30 feet of me, no, we can't be surprised.
I'm going to follow right behind.
I'm a great tank, so I'm just gonna move forward.
I love it. Okay.
I'm within 10 feet as well, so but behind.
Sure, behind. Okay.
Mhm.
So you all step out into this hallway from where you were sort of unceremoniously shoved, and to your right is the main entrance to this creepy spider building that you were brought in before you were presented, and then down further to your left. There are 5 other doorways leading into other chambers. One of them, is the room where that meeting took place, where you were first taken. But the other 4 are still mysteries to you.
I have proficiency in somehow with his intelligence. He got training in cartographer's tools.
He worked really, really hard at it.
He's just got a gift. It's just a knack. So can we assume that if like he's kind of rough sketching, because that's apparently what people who have training in that can do?
Sure.
Because, yeah, I don't know. Xanathar said so, I guess.
Yeah, I'm all about it. Sure, absolutely.
Cool.
So just gotta. So you're in the back and you're just sort of like looking around, doing a little sketch here.
Yeah.
I love it. Carlisle, you're in the front, so where are you headed?
Well, I would like to use my wood carver. No.
Now's not the time there.
This building, yes.
Now's not the time, Carlisle.
I'm not going back to that meeting room. I don't know why, but that don't seem like a good idea. I'm just gonna go to one. I'll just pick one. I don't think Carlisle really knows where the hell he's going.
Great. So left or right? Are you going deeper into the building? Or are you trying to get out of this building?
So okay, let's go deeper.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
yes.
definitely.
Okay, so basically there's all the way at the very end of the hall on the far side of the building, there's a door straight ahead, and then there are 2 doors to your left and 2 doors to your right down this hallway.
Left.
Great. So the second one on your left is the room where you were presented to the mistress of this building. The first one on your left, you're not sure what it is.
First one on the left.
All right, first one on the left. Now I have to find out what it is. Oh, good. All right. So you open up this door, and it is not locked. And inside, you see a sort of, well, it's a study. There's a desk and several bookshelves of books. There's an ornate lectern standing in the middle of the room. It currently doesn't have anything on it. And at the foot of that lectern is an adamantine chest with spider-shaped handles. There's also, as you step into the room, you can see a long black cape with fancy silver web-like embroidery and a silver clasp that's hanging from a peg by the door. You saw the mage in that other room wearing this cloak earlier, so clearly he came in here, took it off, and then left. So yeah, that's what's in this chamber. Nobody in here, no people.
We were told. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Good. Well, I was just gonna say we were told not to mess with the mage. We don't want to go back on.
No, we were told not to touch him. We were not told not to touch his equipment.
Oh yeah.
I teleport toward the cape and then take it.
Oh, okay, great.
Oh, all right.
Doing great.
Great. Yeah, it explodes, but you're fine. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, you're fine.
That's the way I wanted to go out.
Yeah, right.
Still in the cape.
All right, so you've got this fancy schmancy cape.
You said there's a chest?
There is an adamantine, very nice looking chest with silver spider-shaped handles.
Oh my. What do you guys think here?
They're gonna be upset with us if we take all of his stuff.
We were slaves to them.
Boy.
But they freed us, those two nice ladies did. So we should do right by them if they did right by us.
I don't think my monk's tools for breaking locks would work on this chest.
Oh, that's a problem. Okay, well, I guess that answers the predicament we were gonna be in there. So I guess, all right.
I mean, it is locked, right?
I didn't even check.
Nobody's checked.
Not going to open random chests without having someone look at it, and
Nope.
I'm a dumb monk, so
Dungeon without a rogue. Dungeon without a rogue. Doing great. Well,
Did that nice woman tell us that we needed to cause have a hootenanny, as you say, out here?
well, no. Now, nobody would ever use a hootenanny to cause a ruckus. I mean, you do cause a ruckus, but listen, she's probably not from the culture, so she said ruckus when what she meant was we need to cause a row.
I'm not sure anything that you're saying. I'm just wondering if we need to, as they say, fuck some shit up.
Yes, and that is a row.
yes. I'm going to start taking books off the bookshelf and like throwing them on the floor, just one at a time.
No, but not the mage. We can't row with the mage. We can ruckus with the mage. We can hootenanny with the mage, but you gotta row with without the mage.
Oh,
I'm
but
gonna open up the door to the right, behind that was to the right. Just gonna back up and be like,
Amazing. Just yes. Sorry, I was laughing at how nobody quite knew how to spell row in the chat.
yep, that's right.
Yep,
That's right.
I got distracted. All right, so sorry, Carlisle. What did you say you were doing?
There were two doors to the right. I'm gonna start on the first door that was to the right.
That's a solid choice. Well, Fenris is still just one more book. All right, so the first door on the right, you open up this door, and you see a kitchen area. There are counters and cupboards lining the far wall, and there are two drow who are busy at work preparing a meal. But you were not subtle in opening this door, I don't think. And so they turn and they look, very surprised to see you all, and they both grab cleavers and knives from their meal preparation and just sort of wide eyes look expectantly at you.
Are they servants?
I'll take wisdom insight for that.
Are there any in here? Is there like food that is like edible that's out right now?
Yeah, they're probably mostly done preparing this meal, I think. So like they definitely have edible stuff out. I'm
gonna just like nod hello at them and go up and start eating some of it.
Amazing. Carlisle, what'd you get?
11.
They're definitely not nobles, but beyond that, you're not sure. I mean, you don't immediately see any weapons on them other than their cooking implements that they've grabbed, but...
Hi, I'm Carlisle Willow Trust.
Amazing. What language?
Elven.
Fantastic. Hello?
Sorry to disturb you. We are in here. We're trying to cause a bit of a row, and we are looking.
You're not doing a very good job. This is
No.
delicious, though.
I turn the stew onto the floor.
Oh!
Just
Driven would be so angry with us.
This is some tomfoolery.
Been really great. I'm gonna take a chicken leg to go, and we'll see you later. Have a lovely day. I'm gonna go back out to where we were and look for another door.
Okay, amazing.
Is there a table that's bolted down, or can I flip said table?
Most of what they're doing in here is on the counters. They're sort of built into the walls, so there's not really a flippable table in here, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your point of view, I guess.
I tip over the other stew then.
One of them tries to. Well, let's see. One of them tries to stab at you with his little paring knife. Does a 14 hit you?
It does, but I activate my defensive duelist, so it doesn't.
So you use the stew pot to parry this drow's paring knife. And he just sort of, okay, we'll start over.
You could come with us, and then we would be able to create more chaos. You should come with us.
One of them like looks real tempted, and the other one's like, "You remember what happened last time? You tried to go this. You tried to leave the cooking."
And I give them like a very like pointed look. It's like, you should come with us, and would like to roll intimidation.
Okay, do it.
I would like to assist. I'm like, now you listen.
Great.
Yeah.
Roll intimidation with advantage. I'm obsessed.
Oh, these poor.
We're adopting these.
Oh, just wait.
These servants.
Oh, just wait.
17.
Oh no! All right, hang on. Oh no! So they both look absolutely panicked at this point because they're terrified of you, but they are also clearly terrified of leaving their post cooking. And one of them, the one that wanted to go with you initially, turns to the other and says, "Well, maybe it won't happen this time." And so they begin to follow you out, and both of them take 2 steps out of the room, clutch their heads, and begin screaming. Oh. 18. Oh, no. 28. 30, and fall to the ground, bleeding from their ears and eyes.
Okay, can I push them back into the room? Just like the bodies on the floor, like, nope, go back, nope, go back in.
Oh no.
Sure. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Oh,
One of them
no.
is still sort of twitching and convulsing. The other one is completely still at this point.
I have fixed the problem.
This is a row, right?
No, it's a ruckus.
Well, gosh darn, it's hard to keep track of this. I gotta write this down.
Make a little note on the map. In this room was a row. In this room was a ruckus.
Yeah, exactly.
we bordered it. It was some tomfoolery there for a moment, but then it quickly turned into a ruckus.
Oh, tomfoolery. Okay,
Yeah.
that's going in there.
Sure did.
Yep. This is my culture. You're welcome.
I haven't lived in the South for a long time, almost 15 years, but it comes back quickly.
Bless you.
Okay, so congratulations. You've taken out your first 2 drow, if somewhat accidentally. What's next?
The next door that was to the right.
Okay. So you walk down a little ways and head to the... Oh, I think that's the room that you just... Nope, that's not true. Okay. So this room... Oh. So this room is you open the door and it's a pretty small chamber, in fact. The only thing in this little room is an iron tub with an iron pump standing nearby, sort of in the center of the room. It's a little bathing chamber.
So it's iron? It's like a tub? Or is it a tub or a well? Sorry.
No, it's a tub. Yeah, like an iron fashion.
Tip it over.
Make me a strength athletics check.
Yeah, I'm really good at this.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I'm really strong. You assisting me?
I could. Unless you don't
It's
need
like,
it.
Are you?
Yeah, 22.
All right, so yeah, now you tell me, was the tub full or empty?
Full.
Oh yeah, all right. So just water goes everywhere. Splash. The iron tub crashes, makes a ton of noise.
Yeah, ruckus.
Ruckus, okay. This room.
We need the map to be labeled.
Obsessed.
Oh, precious.
Ruckus room. Tomfool room. Okay.
What is this?
Amazing. Okay. So you'll step out of this chamber after causing a ruckus in here, and let me have wisdom perception checks from everybody.
This time advantage.
Yeah, I get.
I love it. All right, let's start with Engelpoot.
I have advantage from my sentinel shield, and I only got an 11.
Amazing. Okay, Fenrisa.
10.
Oh, fantastic. All right, so are we switching this up, Carlisle?
16.
All right, it's a little better. And Tulip.
22.
All right. So, Carlisle, you hear something coming from the chamber at the far end of the hallway, the one room that you don't know what's on the other side. Excuse me, Tulip, you hear a couple of voices calling out for help coming from that chamber. You hear more clearly. And they seem to be cycling through several languages, these voices. So what languages do you speak, Tulip?
Common, Giant, and Sylvan.
So at one point they cycle through calling for help in Common. The rest of the languages are not familiar to you, or probably are familiar but you don't speak them. Elvish, Undercommon, a couple of others. But the Common is what you latch onto, and you can hear them calling for help.
Within the chamber that we're looking at?
Yeah, that chamber that's at the very end of the hallway.
They are screaming for help down there. I think, let's go. Why not? You know?
Oh yeah,
We should help. Yes.
Yes, I rush towards the help because I'm a folk hero.
Before doing that, I would like to be invisible. Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Okay, great.
I can't
Thanks.
imagine why. All right. So you open this chamber, and it is quite the upsetting sight. On the far, so it's sort of a large chamber with a curved far wall, and strung up on manacles on the far chamber are two male drow that are sort of anchored to these manacles on the wall, and they both look a bit bruised up. Although actually, otherwise they don't appear super hurt. And as you open the door, they both smile really widely, and then they see you all, and they look real confused and suddenly much less happy.
I look over to Fenrisa. I'm like, what kind of dungeon is this exactly?
Fenrisa is not there.
Oh,
You look behind your shoulder where she was, and although I would respond, so
I just assume I imagine since we've been doing this so long together, I always just look to an empty space next to me, and I just hope that you're there.
Yes,
I speak from the other shoulder, and I'm like, I have no idea.
All right.
As you look around the room a little bit more, you see a few other things in here. One of them, none of them are any less creepy. You see against the wall just to your left, there is an ornate cradle carved with spiders and fitted with a protective web-like canopy. And then next to the cradle, there's a little table on which this says a small black casket, but I don't think that's what it means. There's a small black box.
What's in it?
Why, I don't know. You gonna go try and open it up?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Great. So, inside the. Oh, interesting. Okay. So yeah, as you approach this little black box, you can see that it's set with mother of pearl and emblazoned with a painted gold emblem of the Shadow Dusk family, which you're super familiar with. So this was clearly one of the many little gifts that they brought with them to give this place. And you open it up, and it's got purple velvet lining, but there's not actually anything in it. It seems like the box itself was the gift.
Is there anything in the cradle?
Sorry?
Is there anything in the cradle?
There's not at the moment. Although you do see, if you sort of go to approach the cradle, you can see on the table next to the cradle as you pass it, there's a little shelf underneath that Englepoot was busy looking at the box on top, but on the shelf underneath, there's a ring of iron keys.
Oh, I'm going to pick that up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't even look down there. Oh, good eyes. Can I try and pry this emblem off the box?
It's just painted on.
Oh, it's
with,
painted.
Like, gold
Okay.
paint, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The box itself is fairly heavy, actually, so it's clearly like made out of some nice stuff and probably valuable in its own right. But like I said, there's nothing really in it at the moment.
Okay. And is it safe to say we have bags of holding now?
I mean, I assume you took at least one apiece with you out of the room, so sure.
Yeah.
No, take the gear, leave the bags.
It's clearly not ours. We can't take it.
Obviously.
Take the bags, leave the gear.
We got these nice bags. Let's get out of here. We don't need anything else.
Couple of swells.
So I would like to be on the wall,
Okay.
above the prisoners
Okay.
and invisible.
And invisible, so they are not looking. Yeah, they're just sort of watching the three of you, looking more and more concerned as Fenrisa goes up the wall. Okay.
So what you do?
And they both let out their little yelps and look around for you, and they can't quite find you, so they're not. Really
I am
sure.
the ghost of Draumis past. What did you do?
Make a persuasion, wisdom. Sorry, charisma persuasion check.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Trace.
Yeah, they're well, first they don't believe that you were the ghost of Drauma's past, but also they're still really confused about who and where you are. So they're just looking around. Their eyes are getting bigger and bigger, and they're beginning to sort of try and get out of their manacles, but it's not going super well.
Fenrisa, next time remind me I can ask Arugula to, guide you in whatever you're doing. I keep forgetting to do that. So if you want some guidance next time, say so.
Okay. I make a thumbs up appear in front of where I am with minor illusion.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
So I'm gonna walk up to the prisoners and be like, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Carlisle Willow Trust. How'd y'all get here?"
They sort of their eyes narrow on you, and they say, "We were favored. How did you get here?"
Well, it's a secret.
Okay. Well, so was ours. And we told you our secret, so you should tell us yours.
No, are we gonna be friends?
I mean, probably not. Let's be honest about the situation.
Oh, well, I don't want to tell you then. I turn around.
The one, so that was the one on the right, and the one on the left, like, tries to elbow his companion, but, like, his manacles aren't, but, like, he's like, and so he says, "Of course, we will be friends, we'll be good, long time," these words feel strange in my mouth, buddies, I suppose.
Oh.
I'd like to roll an insight check
Yeah,
on him.
he's for sure gonna roll a deception.
I can do a zone of truth here.
Oh, God. What'd you get with your insight, Tulip? Let's start there, because...
Yeah, let's not dial it to 11.
I got an unnatural 20.
Cool, he got a 5 on his deception check, which is about how good he is at lying about being friends, so...
Great. He is lying. I wouldn't believe him, my young friend.
I am not... How very dare...
Oh,
no,
shut
up.
up.
She's right. No, yeah, she's right. I can't...
I'm gonna throw the chicken bone that I have at him.
I forgot you have the food.
This is
unnecessary.
great.
Also, do you have any more of that? I'm a bit peckish.
Why would I feed you if you're not going to be friends with us? That's not great. It's not a good opening. You should
No, you're
work
right.
on your opening if you want to make friends.
I
If you
know,
want
but
to
the
be-
society
you see
we
these
live in-
keys? I could let you out,
And they
but
both
no.
they both sort of eyes go straight to the keys. Oh, well, it's the society we live in. It's very difficult to make real friends. We don't have much practice, but maybe we could change all of that if you let us down.
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Arugula?
They sort of look at each other and they say something in Elvish to each other. So those of you who speak Elvish realize that one of them says, does that word mean what I think it means? And the other one says, no, I think our common must not be up to snuff, because that can't possibly mean what I think it means.
Ingleput is just like looking like, just say yes.
Let's see if one of them realizes what you're doing. That one does not. Oh, that one does. Hey, finally, a roll that's above 10. So the one on the right says, yes, please tell us more about him.
So Ingleput starts going into a dissertation about arugula, and you guys have heard it before, and it's the same. It's just like he keeps us regular, and it rhymes in some points randomly. It's just terrible, religious stuff. And Inglepoot turns to you guys and says, I think I got one here. What do you guys think? I think we should let this one go.
Well, do you want to be tied up? Is this like a thing?
The one on the right says no, and the one on the right says yes.
Well, all right.
Do you, Jazzy, help me out here. What is the name of the house that we're in?
That you're currently in?
Yes.
House Freth.
Do you like House Freth?
The one on the right says no, and the one on the right says yes.
We should release the one who doesn't like this house so they can also have fun.
Oh yeah, I'm on board.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Who's got the keys? Oh, Tulip?
I do. I have the keys. I'm gonna
I'm gonna be really uncomfortable with this whole concept.
I'm gonna release both of them.
Oh, all right.
Well, hey, Tulip, any particular reason where the one wants to be chained up?
Yeah, so maybe they can do it again. I don't know. I'm not. What are we doing? Come on. Can we go do something else? There's food over there. We could be eating some more or doing something else, but goodness.
You had a hero's feast just, like 5 minutes ago, and
do you see this belly? I'm a big woman. I need food.
Well, there was plenty of kale and arugula, and just come on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throw an apple core at him.
See, there was apples too. Yeah. Okay. I'll leave it alone.
It's okay. We've been in here for a really long time. Let's go.
Do we want to? I just adopted your accent. Do we want to? It's contagious. Do we want to pass without a trace stealth out of here, or what are we doing here?
Sure.
Nope. I mean, sure. If that's what we want to do as a group, totally. But
yeah, I don't particularly need it, and I don't see it.
Well, you're gonna get.
I mean, it's fine. I'll take it if it's happening, but don't do it on a part of me, I guess.
Well, I just want to know if we're gonna stealth out of here, or what everyone wants to.
Wait, hold on.
Supposed to have a party or something?
No,
we did.
Lord. A ruckus is not a party, and a row is certainly not a party. If you invited me over for a hootenanny or a shindig and there was a row, I'd be cross with you.
Hey,
I don't understand anything he says.
I'm still getting used to your, your
words
things.
Okay.
So I'll walk over to the.
Sorry. Row.
Well, we got to ramp up to it with a ruckus. So I'm gonna go over to the crib thing. Is there anything in the crib?
No, not at the moment.
I'll flip it over.
Lord mercy. All right. It goes over.
If a baby flies out of there, I'm not.
Yeah, exactly. An invisible baby flies out. Yeah, so it tips over. The one that seems to enjoy being here, like, runs over to it and starts like trying to put it up and fix the little the bars that broke off and reset the webbing on the top of it. And the other one just sort of shakes his head and goes, I don't know what's happening, but could we perhaps leave?
Oh yeah,
yeah, we can.
Oh, are you with us now? Are you coming with us?
I mean, let's be very clear. I have no real interest in staying with you for very long, but you feel like my best chance to get out of here, so I'll stay with you for now.
We'll cut you a path and let you free.
Parfait.
I like your accent.
What's your name?
Oh, thank you. What is my name? That is an excellent question. My name is...
Pierre.
No, not that one. The other one's name is Varn Telena.
Oh, no. How do you... Varn?
I'm going to call you V.
Yeah. Good call there, Tulip.
That would work.
Okay, I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace. And everyone gets plus 10 to stealth.
All right. Disadvantage, but plus 10. So we're sneaking. I guess the only we got to go back to that room where we were all held or whatever the meeting.
Why?
Or we can go outward. Those are our two choices.
Yes, those are your two remaining choices.
So we can either try to leave or we can go back to the room where we were not held, but where the meeting was.
Wait a minute. A thought. And hear me out.
Oh boy.
Oh God.
What if we didn't listen to the slavers and just left?
Oh yeah, that's what I thought we were gonna do.
Oh, fine. Let's sneak on out of here.
Oh, okay. Yes, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
Disadvantage.
So we'll head sneakily down to the door, and you haven't passed anybody except for the two now dead cooks, and then these two that were manacled. But you don't hear anything coming from that last room that you were presented in. You haven't seen anybody else in here. Apparently, the whole place was cleared out for some reason while you all were having your hootenanny and eating your feast. But you get to the door, and presumably you want to sort of exit the building with a certain amount of stealth and quiet. So I will take those stealth checks, and I'll roll one for V. Oh, gods. Okay.
Plus 10.
Plus 10, yeah, so it's still okay. So he got an 18. How about you, Carlisle?
I actually got a 23.
Nicely done. All right. Inglepoot.
21.
All right. Fenrisa.
Do I receive a bonus for being invisible?
Advantage.
Okay. I need to roll another dice then. Hold, please.
Tulip while he does that.
18.
18. All right.
Okay. 29.
29. All right. So you all are very sneaky boys and girls. As you sort of crack open the door and can see out in the main courtyard, back where you came through. So you see all of the buildings, the guard towers, the big wall, which is probably the exit that you came in through is probably a good, I don't know, 120, 150 feet from the maw of this spider building where you all are coming out now. There are a few other buildings inside this courtyard that you sort of passed at one point or another that you can see from where you're standing. There's a couple of buildings that look sort of like barracks. And you can see along at the tops of each of 3 guard towers that you can see clearly from this exit, there are at least a few drow stationed at the top of each of these guard towers, though most of them seem to be watching outside the fortress walls, not inside the courtyard.
All right. This is a bit of a kill box.
Yeah. Let's keep going.
Yeah. Real quiet like.
All right. So you all head for the door that you came in, presumably, and you get to that tower. And there's a door that you remember. There's a door here that will lead to the interior of the tower, and then you have to pass through the tower and through the exterior door to actually get out of the fortress. Excuse me. So what are you all doing? Heading into this tower?
That is what I wish to do.
Yeah.
You remember that when you passed through the first time, there were 4 drow that were sort of on break or something inside the tower, and there were at least a few more that were on the roof. One of them, another mage, came down to greet your escort and then went back upstairs when you all passed inside. So you know there's a chance that there will be some on-duty or off-duty, rather, drow on the inside of this tower.
Okay.
All right.
I would like to...
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
No, please.
I in character, basically telling the group, keep the door open for me. If we go in, don't close it behind us.
Okay. Do you guys want me to like silence the room so nothing can be heard or whatnot?
Sure.
Would that be a problem for any of you?
Does anyone have any, what is it, semantic casting spells?
Verbal.
Verbal. Haha, the one that was verbal. Yes, that checks out. I'm going to slowly disappear now.
I believe the cleric's the only one who has to worry about that. So if he is willing to go silent, well, we're good.
Yeah, I'll just stay out of that 20-foot ball of silence. So when we get in there, if I could, and if I, I'll just cast silence in the middle of the room.
Yeah, that's about the diameter of these towers, 20 feet. So you'll be able to pretty much catch the whole bottom floor of this tower.
Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that, and then pass without a trace will drop.
Okay, great.
Before we open the door, I would like to do one more spell. Sorry.
Okay.
I will cast Dark Vision on Tulip.
Dark Vision on Tulip. Okay.
So that, and then kind of look pointedly at the torch. Like maybe we should get rid of that.
Okay.
And then go back to invisible.
Okay. Yeah, the torch had been sort of smothered, its light somewhat smothered by the Pass Without Trace, but you all know that's going to go away soon, and it will be a bit of a beacon. So. Okay. So, Engelput, are you the one opening the... Sorry, go ahead.
No. We're good.
Okay. Engelput, are you the one opening the door so you can toss that silence in first thing?
Yeah.
All right. So, you open the door ever so slightly, just enough to peek in and send a silence in there. And you do, in fact, see those 4 drow guards, different 4 now. I suppose they've maybe rotated their watch, but 4 drow guards sort of hanging out down there in the bottom floor. And you silence. And it seems like at first they... Well, let's see.
Yeah, I'd step aside and let the bruisers get in there.
Yeah. At first, it seems like they don't actually notice that it's silence because none of them were interacting with each other or making any noise. But they begin to sort of, as one of them moves around the chamber, they begin to sort of figure it out. So, are we bursting in? What are we doing?
Yeah, I'm marching on in there. And...
All right, let us go ahead and roll initiative.
All right.
Let's do the thing.
All right.
Where is my stat block? Here we go. All right. So, this is going to be very sad for them. Risa, what'd you get?
10.
All right. Tulip.
12.
Carlisle.
14.
Engelput, did you get a 16?
No, I got advantage on the initiative, and I rolled a 1 and a 6, so that's an 8.
Oh, all right. So still 8, 10, 12, 14.
Excellent.
We still go by 2s. Who's that? That's Engelput. And then these drow got...
Probably quite dexterous.
13. They are, but they rolled shitty, so... They got 13s. All right. So, Carlisle. Oh, how nice. Carlisle, you bust in and see them, and they all sort of let out yelps that no one can hear.
That's right. Well, this isn't much of a row, but let's go. I'm going to move just to the center of the room, kind of put myself in the middle of it all.
Totally.
And I'm just going to take a swing at the first one I see.
All right, do it. They're all, pretty standard drow warriors. They've got some short swords and those hand crossbows that drow are famous for, but they look a little surprised.
23 to hit.
That hits.
Alrighty. I got my sword and shield here. I will spend one first level spell slot for Divine Smite.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I did not prepare myself mentally for this adventure. I don't think there was any preparing. These are my radiant. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Shit damage. Cool.
Cool.
6 points of magical slashing and 3 points of radiant.
All right. 6 and 3 is 9. All right, and again, you can see that this drow warrior is clearly crying out, but sort of upset about the fact that nothing's happening.
Second attack is 18 total.
That hits.
First level Divine Smite.
All right.
13 points of magical slashing and 10 points of radiant damage.
That
so
one was significantly more effective.
Yeah, rolled something above a 2, so we're good.
Good. Very good.
Yeah, so 23 total. That's my second attack. That's my turn.
Okay. They all look pretty horrified by what is happening.
Yeah, good.
So but Carlisle is currently the only one actually inside the room, so the 4 of them are going to converge on him and attempt... actually, 3 of them are going to converge on you and attempt to attack you with short swords. So the first one is going to swing twice at you. That is an 18 to hit and a 22 to hit.
Miss hit.
All right. And I'll collect that damage later because the second one swings and the 18 misses, right?
Yep.
Okay, so those both miss. And the third one takes 2 swipes, and both of those miss as well. So you do get stabbed by one of these short swords that you can now see seem to be glistening with some sort of poison. And you
I'm immune to poison.
Great. So who cares? So you take 9 piercing and no poison damage.
Hero's Feast.
Oh, Hero's Feast, right.
Oh, right.
Was it 9 points?
9 points of piercing, yeah.
Thanks.
The other one thinks he's being real clever and is going to try and shoot you with a poisoned hand crossbow dart, not knowing how poorly this is going to go for him, even if he does hit you, which he doesn't. So it's going super well for the drow.
They're not out of their depth at all.
Not even a little. All right, so that's the 4 of them going. Tulip, you are up. Fenrisa, you're on deck.
All right. I would like to rage, please.
Yes, absolutely.
And when I do, you can see these sort of like spectral ancestors of mine pop up in the middle of battle, and I'm going to run in and hit whoever last. They all tried to attack Carlisle, right?
They did. 3 of them got up close in melee, and one of them sort of standing up against the wall with their little hand crossbow.
I'm gonna jump right into the center of that then.
Fantastic.
And wail at them with my great axe.
Yeah, I love a good barbarian weapon.
Oh god, wait, do I have? Okay, I don't think I'm gonna hit him. Oh my god.
Uh-oh. In comes Tulip. Does Tulip yell when she rages?
She sure does.
Great, so it's this fantastic silent scream.
Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does not hit. They're pretty well
right.
armored.
Okay, but
quick.
I'm going to so I'm gonna do it again then. I'm gonna try swinging again.
Absolutely.
And okay, yeah. Does an unnatural 20 hit?
That'll do. They're not that well armored.
Okay, great. For 8 damage.
All right. And that is presumably to the same one that Carlisle attacked.
Yep.
And that includes your rage damage, right?
Oh my god, no it doesn't.
You and I, neither of us really play as barbarians very often, and I know that's what I always forget, so...
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So, 11 damage.
All right.
Sick. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. Tulip comes in and yells and is a little distracted by the fact that she can't hear herself yell. So the first swing goes a little wide, and then she gets her wits about her and plunges her great axe into the shoulder of this drow. Fenrisa, you are up. Englepoot, you're up on deck.
Okay. Crossbolt person.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the one that was attacked or no?
No.
Okay. Is anyone near a wall?
The crossbow person.
I would like to use my shadow step to go behind them.
Okay.
While still invisible, between them and the wall.
Okay.
And I would like to grapple them with the first of my attacks.
Oh, no. All right. Let's see. All right, so you make a strength athletics check. I will make they're drow, so clearly a dexterity acrobatics check. 21 for the acrobatics.
27 for the grapple.
Holy hell. All right.
All right. Because I have grappler feet, the rest of my attacks are at advantage because I have grappled them.
Fantastic. I love it.
I'm going to use my elbow to elbow this person in the back of the head.
And again, he sort of yells out, but none of his companions are actually looking at him, so they have no idea that he's just been grabbed by an invisible shadow monk and pummeled.
Oh, no, that probably won't hit. 15?
15 does not, so he's squirming back and forth, and you try and elbow him in the face, but it's total happenstance. He just happens to twist to one side, and you miss him on that first one.
Okay, I've already used my bonus to do the teleport.
Oh, right.
I would like to use my move action to walk 25 feet up the wall with the person.
Oh, no.
And then I would like to use a free action to drop the person.
Sure. I'm going to give him a dexterity save to try and, land not horribly. That's
fine by me.
That's a natural 1, so that'll be 2d6 of bludgeoning damage as you drop him. As he lands apparently on his head. You want to roll that 2d6 for me?
I thought you were going to.
No,
My apologies.
You do it. By all means. It's your damage.
All right. That is 5 total damage.
All right. Oof. But again, like, his compatriots have not noticed that this is happening because everything is silent. So all of that was without sound. I love it. Anglepoot, you are up.
Okay, so I'm standing just outside the silence range.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. If I toll the dead, is that bell going to be? It's on the person I attack, correct? Or
Yeah.
like the sound?
Yeah. Let's see. This is a good question. You point at a creature you can see within range, so it doesn't say that they have to be able to hear you in the spell. So sure.
Okay. I will toll the dead on the one who is injured but doesn't look the most injured.
Yes. So the only two that have been attacked are the one that Fenrisa just dropped to the ground, and then the one that Tulip and Carlisle have done a fair bit of damage to. Not a ton, but a fair bit of damage to.
So Fenrisa's probably doesn't look the worst, or
Fenrisa's is definitely the less damaged of the two, yeah.
yeah, I'll toll the dead on that one.
Okay, wisdom saving throw, I believe. Oops.
Yep.
Ooh, that might make it, because they have not awful wisdom. Let's see.
16 save DC.
Yeah, that's an 18.
Okay. All right.
All right. Anything else, Anglepoot?
No, just look around
Right.
and
Fortunately, none of them realize that you did it, because again, it is very quiet in there.
yeah.
All right, we're back up to the top of the round. Carlisle, Tulip has joined you in melee combat with these guys. You are up.
Alrighty, I'm just gonna make an attack. 20 total to hit.
That'll do.
Alrighty. Oh, paladin stuff. I'm gonna buy it. First level smite. 17 points of damage total.
All right, so there's just so much divine light flying around this chamber silently. It's a really great, like, I'm just imagining, like, now a black and white silent film, and like
That's right.
words like just ow just pop up on the screen. All right, this one is looking quite poorly, as they say across the pond.
23 to hit on the second attack.
23 to hit, absolutely hits.
And then I'm just gonna, that's a regular attack. 13 points of magical slashing.
For heaven's sake! All right, so how do you dispatch this last one?
I just go like, this is what constitutes a row, but no one can hear me.
It's also, okay, but we can have that pop up on the screen in text. Love everything about it. The drow are very upset and confused about what is happening, but they know that if they flee, they'll be in big trouble, so they're going to continue to try to attack. Let's see. I think they're going to continue to attack Carlisle because they didn't hear Tulip scream, and Carlisle's the one that just dropped one of their compatriots. So a couple of short sword swings. Ooh, a 19 to hit will hit, right? Sorry.
Yeah.
Timing. Sorry, I was not watching.
No, it's my bad. I'm a habitual snacker, unfortunately.
That's okay. And the other one also got a 19. So each of them manages to get you once. Again, the poison coming from their short swords does nothing. Man, I'm just rolling all the same numbers, which is fine. So that is yeah, go ahead.
Can I use my spirit shield reaction to reduce the damage that he takes?
Absolutely. Remind me, because my Ancestral Guardian Barbarian is only 4th level, so I don't remember how that works.
That's okay. I've never played one, so I don't really know either.
Roll 2d6 or something?
Yeah, I can reduce it by 2d6.
Okay. So we took a total of, let's see, the first one was 9 damage, and the second one was 7.
So I guess, I mean, does it matter which one? Should I just roll and then?
Just roll and we'll take it, yeah.
4.
Okay, so 9 and 7 is 16, minus 4 is 12, so you only take 12 damage from their stabbies. What does that look like? How does that, tell us about it.
So they were attacking with short swords, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess as they're, like, one of them is swinging their short sword down, one of my sort of ethereal Guardians just like steps in just at the last minute, and so it'll slice through the Guardian instead.
Nice. I think they definitely hadn't noticed those things until now, and now they're continuing. I can't hear them, but like it looks like their screams have changed a little bit, and now not only are they surprised and in pain, but also somewhat terrified.
Excellent.
Excellent. Okay, the one that just got dropped to the floor by Fenrisa is gonna like dust himself off, look very confused, and try to fire a crossbow bolt at Fenrisa. Let's see how that goes. Nope, that's a 15 to hit.
It would hit.
Oh.
However,
right.
I am going to add 24 to my AC because of the deflect missiles reaction.
Do what now?
1d10 plus monk level plus
Oh.
dex modifier,
So
and I rolled a 10.
That reduces
So-
that reduces your damage. It doesn't.
Oh,
add
okay.
AC.
Well, reduce it by 24, and I will read next time like
That's
a good
okay.
person.
I was like, oh, I don't remember that monk feature.
No.
It's totally fine. So no matter how much I roll, that's going to
Okay.
be more than I roll. So you can catch the missile, and you're a high enough monk that you can use your reaction to throw it back at him if you would like.
I'm going to save the key point. So
Okay, great. So this poor guy has just been dropped to the floor on his head, had his crossbow bolt caught straight out of the air by somebody standing on the wall. It's not a good day for him. Tulip, you are up. Fenrisa, you're on deck. Oh.
Sorry. Also,
No, it's timing. It's all me. I'm sorry. I need to watch you all more closely. I'll narrate for longer.
you're just a snack team. Team snacks. So I am going to I'm gonna attack recklessly this time. Can I do that?
Absolutely, you can. Yeah.
Okay,
Take advantage
there
on
you
your
go.
attacks.
I'm gonna do that. At one of the ones that's on Carlisle, either one. Ooh. The 19.
19.
Sick.
Oh, no.
That's a what is that? 9 damage.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
And then so I'm gonna swing once with my great axe, and then I'm just gonna whip it right back around and do it again
All right.
on the same one.
Yep.
For 16.
16 to hit.
Yeah.
Oh, so that one's not going to hit.
Ah,
So you try and come around on the backswing, but he's ready for you, and he ducks down out of the way of your second swing. Anything else, Tulip?
Nope, that's my turn.
All right. Fenrisa, you are up. Inglepoot, you're on deck.
question before doing things. Do you allow split movement?
Yeah, of course.
25 feet down next to crossbow bolt person.
A single tear rolls down his cheek.
I attack with a short sword.
Oh, he thought you were going to grab him. And by he, I mean I. All right, yes, do it.
16, which does not hit.
That does not hit.
I punch.
Oh, dear.
25.
Yeah, okay, so he dodges out of the way, he jumps to the side, and sort of, like, points and laughs because you missed with your sword, and you just bop him right in the nose.
Mm-hmm. That is 6 damage.
6, all right.
Bonus action, flurry of blows.
Oh, boy.
So that's a crit.
That'll do.
And with this orc trait, I get an extra
You do.
damage dice, so it's 3d8. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. 7, 8,
Oh.
9. That was cumulative.
Oh, I was like, I was on board, and then you said 9, and I was like, wait, I'm doing
That you can't do that on the D. So 9 plus 4 is 13.
All right.
Um,
You just roundhouse kick him in the shin, and then your final attack.
oh right, for flurry of blows,
Yeah.
multiple. 20
That'll do.
for 6.
So clearly the short sword is not your instrument. The short sword missed, and he thought he was getting off scot-free, and then you just land 3 solid punches and kicks to various bits of anatomy that are rather painful for him. Fantastic. Go ahead.
I'm going to use the rest of my movement and provoke an attack of opportunity to get back up the wall 25 feet.
I mean, it's going to be a half-hearted attack of opportunity, but he's going to do it anyway. Oh, it's a 13.
That's a no.
All right. Englepoot, you're up. Carlisle, you're on deck.
Okay, Inglepoot, while he's watching this from outside the door. He remembers that he forgot to put on the perfume he usually wears in case arugula ever shows up, and he's feeling really embarrassed about that, and probably blushing a little bit, but nevertheless sends a Toll the Dead in there at
I didn't know where that was going, and I was ready for some, I don't know, for like a minor or prestidigitation to change the, and then he just tries to kill people. Great, perfect.
Yeah, and he'll put the perfume on after we're out of initiative order.
Oops.
But so yeah, 16 on the.
Oh, that's only a 15 this time.
Fantastic.
This is Crossbow Boy, or the one that Tulip and Carlisle are fighting?
This is Crossbow Boy.
Okay.
So that is
3d12. Good lord.
Yeah. 23.
All right. You'd see him just grab his ears and sort of shake his head.
Yeah, and Inglepoot, after he does that, he goes back to being embarrassed and he starts smelling kind of under his arms. He's just,
He's a little ripe.
he wants to hide under a rock. He's super embarrassed about that.
Aw, Inglepoot. All right, I love it. Top of the round, Carlisle, you are up.
All right, I did some research in these few moments I had to myself. As it turns out, I have improved Divine Smite, which means all of my melee weapon attacks deal an extra d8. So here we are.
This is why I'm glad I'm doing all these levels, because I never run for characters above like 8th level, and I never do stuff like that.
It's been illuminating. I'm gonna make 2 more attacks.
Do it.
So yeah, that's not in 17 to hit.
That is not. Oh no, yes. Wait, hold on. No, this is not the crossbow one. So yes, that does not hit. Unfortunately,
wow.
They interpose their shield between you and your sword.
All right, second. 28 to hit.
That doesn't hit. Yes, it does.
9 plus 5. 14 points of damage.
Okay. This one is upset about life. Okay. Not real pleased with the situation. It is their turn. Let's see. This one that just got hit by Carlisle is like having a real hard time deciding who they're gonna attack. I think they're gonna go after Carlisle, which means they have disadvantage, right? Because you attacked them and hit them, Tulip, with your ancestral whatever, right? So I think they have disadvantage unless they attack you. Am I correct there? That's okay. Check that out. I'm going to go with the other one that you didn't attack. He is going to attack you, so I'll roll that up.
Can I use my Sentinel reaction to attack him since he's attacking Tulip?
Absolutely, you can.
16.
No, so as he steps towards Tulip, he just sort of steps out of exactly. All right, so that one that is... So he rolls with initiative and got a 2 and a 3. So that's a 10 to hit Tulip. I don't think that's going to do it. Second attack, let's see. Oh, that's a little better. So 19 hits you, Tulip?
Yes.
All right. So he gets his second attack in. You also are immune to poison, which they're beginning to realize and not be super pleased about. So that is 7 short sword piercing damage to you, Tulip. Now, does the other one have disadvantage if he attacks Carlisle?
No.
No. Okay, great.
I don't believe so.
Okay. So rolling. Ooh, that is a non-natural 20 to hit you, Carlisle.
Oh yeah.
And that it's only going to do, so he just sort of nicks you a little bit for just 5 points of piercing damage. Crossbow Boy is looking around frantically, trying to find the source of the bell, who is currently outside of the door. His perception is crap, so he's going to shoot another crossbow at Fenrisa up on the wall. That is a 24 to hit, Fenrisa.
It hits.
All right. That is going to do 8 points of piercing damage, and you're immune to poison, so nothing else matters. And he sort of, pumps his fist and, waits for you to fall asleep and fall to the ground.
I'm going to use my catch ability reaction.
Oh, so he celebrated prematurely.
Correct.
Great.
I'm going to block 15 of that
For
damage.
heaven's sake, you catch the crossbow.
Oh, wait.
What?
Let's use a key point. Throw it back at him.
No! It's like the three stages of combat for this guy. All right, throw it back at
That's
him.
right.
All right, just need to see what my thing is. Okay, there we go. Oh, you jerk.
Uh-oh.
20 rolled to a 2.
No!
That's an 8 total.
Okay, so it just looks like you like tossed it back down to him just to like taunt him. So he didn't. He's not hurt, but he's very pissed about it. Like that was just rude. All right, that was the drow. We are back to Tulip. You're up, Fen. You're on deck.
Okay, so apologies. I was looking at the wrong thing. They do have advantage on melee weapon attack rolls against me.
Yes.
Because I was recklessly
Correct.
attacking.
Okay.
That's okay.
Got it.
We're doing great.
Great.
I'm gonna swing my big old great axe again. Right into his face.
Do
maybe.
it. Do the thing.
Oh yeah, 16 plus stuff.
Yeah, that
Like
hits.
24 or something.
Yeah.
I have these fancy barbarian dice and they're doing me dirty.
Oh no.
7.
Okay. That's not 0. That's fine.
Yeah.
Second attack. Do it again.
Okay. For a 19 plus stuff.
That'll do. Are we recklessing again?
No.
Are you
No,
rolling
I
with
didn't
advantage?
reckless.
Okay, great.
I did. No.
Great.
10.
10. All
damage.
right. See, that's more.
Well,
All right.
way better though.
Now, because I don't want anything to not be counted for you all, you do have a feature called Ancestral Protectors that says, while raging, the first creature you hit with an attack on your turn has disadvantage on any attack that isn't against you, and when the target hits a creature other than you, that creature has resistance to the damage dealt by the attack.
I'm so glad.
Holy
what's
shit.
going on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that guy's marked.
Two tanky boys here.
Yeah.
Boy and girl.
Yep.
All right. So you do a couple of good swipes. You hit twice this time. You're ramping up. You just needed time to get warmed up for the fight.
Yeah, warming up.
Doing good. Fen, you are up. Englepoot, you're on deck.
Okay.
Teresa. Sorry.
I could do something that is like D&D good, or I could do something stupid.
Oh, I mean, you know.
Do the latter.
Yeah. Always.
Obviously.
So, would you say that 25 feet up the wall is dimly lit?
Yeah, I mean, it's all pretty dimly lit. Like, there's a little fairy fire lantern, but the whole room is, I mean, you really picked the right character class, because
I did not realize how. Yeah. Okay, I'm invisible.
Okay.
I walk down the wall,
Okay.
and then I use a flurry of blows to bop him twice invisibly. So
So does it take your action to become invisible?
it does.
Okay, and then you have to have taken the attack.
Oh, it does
action
say
to
you have to
flurry
take the
blows.
attack
Yeah.
action. Okay.
Yeah.
So I am going to be behind him and then use a key point in case he somehow can see invisible people
Okay.
to take the dodge action.
All right. So patient defense. So you
Yes.
come down all quiet and invisible, and you're just ready for a swing just in case. Englepoot, you are up.
Okay, yeah. How's everyone looking in there? Like the drow. Oh, by the way, what happened to V?
What Oh, V is waiting outside with you. He knew exactly what was happening, and he just literally is sitting on the ground with his back up against the outside of this tower, just like hanging out, shooting his fingernails.
Oh, okay. And the drow we're fighting inside,
Mhm.
are they looking bloodied?
Yeah, the two that have been, so there's one that has yet to be touched, but the other two are looking pretty bloodied. Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll just keep ringing that bell then on
On Crossbow Boy.
yeah.
All right. That is an 18.
Oh, unfortunate. I have the luck feat.
Uh-huh.
I can't like make them re-roll, can I?
think you can actually. Let me double check it, but I believe that you can. Let's see. I'm going to your Features and traits. Let's go down to lucky. You can spend when you make, or when an attack roll is made against you. So no, not to reroll a save.
I think I'm getting that confused with Halfling's version of.
Yeah,
I think they can make people do stuff, but cool. All right. Yep, that's my turn.
All right. We're back up to the top of the round 4. Carlisle, you are back up again.
Hey, that's me. I'm gonna keep hammering away at whatever drow warrior's in front of me.
Do it.
Alrighty. 16 to hit.
That's not gonna do it. He's flailing at all these ancestral spirits and dodges out of the way of your sword.
28 to hit.
That'll do.
Ah!
Oh my goodness.
11 points of damage total.
All right, 11. That's this guy. He's not looking good. It is the drow's turn. Okay, so let's see. That one, they're both going to attack Tulip at this point because she's got scary spirits coming out of her. So
I will use my reaction to attack one of them as a sentinel.
Yep.
Fuck me. 15.
So they just stepping out of range. Tulip, does an 18 hit you?
Yes.
All right, so one of them's going to hit you once. So they're both going to hit you once. So you get a couple of short sword pokes for 8 and 9
tickles.
Damage, respectively, for a total of 17. Crossbow boy doesn't know where his harasser has gone. So he's going to run to the other side of the room where there's a little ladder that leads up to a trapdoor to the roof and try and go up there. You will get an attack of opportunity because he has no idea where you are, and you'll have advantage on it.
May I use my attack of opportunity to grapple?
I think you have to make a weapon attack for an attack of opportunity.
Okay. I will do so.
Great. Do that. He doesn't look great, so there's the chance of you killing him is not 0.
Stunning strike.
Crit.
Especially if you crit.
5, 12,
Sounds like total.
16 plus, I should know this, 8, so that's 24. No, 4, sorry. 16 plus 4 is 20.
That is enough. So you reach out and you jab him right in the base of the skull and just break his spine right where it connects to the... Anyway, he falls to the ground and doesn't move. And everyone else finally notices him, bless his heart, finally notices him as he dies and falls to the ground. And they're like, well, hell, this is just a nightmare. All right, Tulip, you're up. Fenrisa, you're on deck.
So, who is remaining? We have
the two that are still engaged with you are still there. One of them looks real not great, and one of them actually looks totally fine.
Great. Oh.
If a little tired.
All right. I'm going to attack. I'm gonna attack them. Well, I'm gonna start with the one that has been hit.
Yep.
That's not looking good. But I'm gonna do it recklessly.
Do it. Tulip just swinging that big old axe.
Yep. That is like a 26 to hit.
That'll do.
And 4. 9.
We gotta get you a new axe, girl.
Okay, cool, great. And I'm gonna just swing at him again.
Do it.
And that's 17.
17 does not hit. He interposes his shield. AC 18. That was with advantage, right? You did roll with advantage?
Oh, not for the second one.
Yes, yeah, all your attacks get advantage when you reckless.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, this one will hit.
All right.
That's a 19.
Yeah.
All right. New dice. You're in dice jail. Oh my god. I need new dice.
Oh no.
10.
10 is enough though. He had exactly 10 hit points left, so that one goes down. How do you do this?
Oh,
where's the axe go?
I'm a brutal woman. I'm gonna chop his head right off.
Yeah, that's right. You do. Yes, you do. All right. The other, which horrifies the one remaining. That drow is beginning to think that perhaps this is not the situation he wants to find himself in. Anglepoot, you are up. There is one drow remaining in the room. He has not been hurt yet, but he looks quite upset about the situation he finds himself in.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I'm sorry, Fenrisa, you're up first. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, Anglepoot.
So there's one left who hasn't been touched.
Correct.
I walk up to them, I guess, because I have a walk speed of 50. I'm going to punch.
Yeah.
All right, punch away.
That is a 24.
That'll do.
That is 7 damage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to enact Stunning Strike.
Mm-hmm.
Please make a con save.
All right.
Actually, please don't make it.
Right. I don't. There's a
Okay.
well, maybe. Hang on. Let's see. I don't know what his bonus is.
DC 14 only.
Oh, so maybe. What is your con? Ooh, con's +5. So that is a 14.
Ah. Okay, I'm going to attack again.
All right.
Aye, 1.
Okay. So you think that he's gonna be stunned, so you're real slow just to like taunt him with your second punch, and he's like, Okay.
I meant to do that.
Absolutely. All right. Bonus action.
Bonus action, punch.
Punch.
No flurry. So that is 25.
That'll do.
See, I meant to do that.
Yes, absolutely.
That is going to be 9 damage and a second attempt at the con because it doesn't say I can't do it more than once turn.
Yep, with any and all hits. Okay, so that's a 9.
Okay, so he
So
is stunned.
Fantastic. Oops. All right, Anglepoot, you are up.
Okay, yeah. Well, I just think the best thing to do here is another Toll of the Dead. So
I think you're probably right.
yeah, so go ahead and roll that.
Wisdom
16.
save. Oh, that is a natural 1.
Ooh.
Wonderful. Okay. Okay, not so good damage there. 16 damage.
It's not so bad either.
Necrotic.
All right. Fantastic. So he doesn't grab his ears because he can't, but if he could. All right. A whole 30 seconds has passed. Carlisle, it is your turn.
Great.
There's one stunned drow.
Ah, no one can hear me. 19 to hit.
That'll do. And with advantage because he's stunned.
Hey, thank you for the reminder. All right, that's okay, good. We're fine.
Yeah.
We're fine here.
Great. 19 hits.
11 points of damage.
Fantastic.
Second attack, natural 20.
Oh, shit. All right, here we go.
9 is 15 plus 5. 20 points of damage.
Nice. All right. He wants so badly to express his pain, but he can't. He's stunned. When does that stun end? The beginning or the end of your next turn or something like that?
The end of my next turn.
All right. Well, it's Tulip's turn then. As he sheds a single tear for his demise that is barreling at him like a freight train at 90 miles an hour.
Yep, I'm gonna take my big axe and I'm gonna swing it at him.
Feels you have advantage without doing reckless this time. Not that it's gonna matter, but
no, that was good.
okay.
17 plus stuff.
That'll do.
And 4. Okay, there we go. 15 damage.
And you decapitate that one as well.
Whew.
Oh yeah.
So, 30 seconds later, the 4 drow down there are good and dead. You managed to not let any of them escape. No sounds were made. So the rest of the fortress has not been put on alert. What are we doing next?
I will drop the spell and walk right in there and kind of Inglepoot looks pretty disturbed and he's just kind of, oh guys, do I give off an odor that's I just saw my deity there and usually I try to smell good. Anyways, I'm just real worried about my smell.
Amazing. This is such a
Anyone?
weird left turn, and I love it.
Well, that's an I'm not sure how to respond to that.
Oh, so you didn't notice though, it didn't.
Me? I don't really notice smells much.
Okay.
Oh, I'm highly perceptive, and I can't smell it. You smell nice.
Okay. Oh man, I was just tearing myself apart back there while I was, during the fight, just thinking about it. Okay. Well, that's good news. What do you guys want to do now?
I'm gonna like really gently like pat him on the shoulder. Okay, buddy.
Oh, I have such a bad idea.
Oh, well, at this point, before the bad idea, V walks in, looks around, and says, well, clearly I chose the right side. Well done.
That's right. Life is a game of choices, and these drow, they chose wrong.
And I chose right.
And they were punished for it.
Yes, I see that. Remind me to never choose wrong around you.
That's right.
Out of curiosity, which one of you removed their heads?
Point.
That was me.
Yes, that tracks.
So, do we actually, I have a question for you, DM.
Mm-hmm.
Did that box back there in the fort, would you say that is worth 1,000 gold pieces?
That's a
possibly?
really good question. Hang on. But also, I'm going to tell you,
reason...
and then you're going to tell me why you're asking, and I might change my answer.
Yeah, sure. I'll just tell you why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Because I don't have another vessel worth 1,000 gold pieces to cast Heroes Feast tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
So if I'm essentially saying I'm on the lookout for something like that. So if that constituted anything like that, I don't think you said it was gem encrusted though. So
I did not, but
okay.
I think you might be okay. I'm going to check on one thing while you all decide what you are doing next, and I will get back to you shortly.
I'm going to dump 25 points of lay on hands into my body.
Okay. Put it that way.
My body.
In character, because I don't have a voice, because I don't do voices. Do we just walk out? Do we think the people up the tower will be a problem if we walk out?
There's really only one way to find out. So
would you like me to take care of them?
V says, I might propose an alternative.
Okay.
We're listening.
He walks over to one of the, I think the crossbow one, since he was killed the most cleanly. Walks over and begins taking his guard uniform off, and he says, it is very simple. I will be your escort out of here. I will pose as a guard of House Freth, and they will not bother us as we leave.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Hey, maybe I should, start searching their pockets. What do they have on them?
That's a great question. You can search their pockets, and you can find that they have. So each of them carries a short sword and a shield, and a hand crossbow at their hip, with some bolts, poisoned bolts. What else do they have on them? I think that's. Oh. Oh no, he's upstairs, so not him. That's all that these guys have on them.
Okay.
And I will say that that box does not, in fact, if you were to find gems to encrust it, you could probably use it for another Hero's Feast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I like that plan. What do you all think?
Well, we have all of our gear on us, and also I'm a bit bloody, so I don't know if that's a bad thing when we're walking out of here. But I mean, we could try.
Can I remember what was through this door when we came in this way?
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. So out on the other side of this door is the outside of this big fortress. It's that big, huge, tall cavern that you couldn't see the ceiling of, with the fog that was 2 feet deep on the floor that just stopped at the fortress walls. Yeah.
So we could just go through the fog that was out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a question. Can I cast Disguise Self on multiple people?
I think it's only on
self.
you, yeah.
Hey.
Jeez.
The seeming is the spell that is like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
Do you
can
have
make
a pass
myself.
without trace?
Oh, yeah, I can do it again.
That would probably work.
V says, what, goes through the fog like crawl through the fog?
What?
Like crawl through the fog?
Oh,
Well, we have a spell that would help the fog shadow us.
Ah, well, I suppose it would work. It's not very deep fog, as I recall, but it could work. Crawling through it doesn't seem terribly dignified, but also feels like it would be a good way to hide us. So we have lots of options. I don't feel like deciding. You all tell me what you want to do.
yeah. So, Carlisle, Tulip, you think we should just, stealth out of here?
Sure. I'm bored for whatever we think is best.
If we can take a short rest here, actually we can't. They got people upstairs. Never mind. Ignore.
It's like maybe not
Disregard.
the best place for it, but you live your life.
Yeah. No, I
Don't
forgot that there
agree.
were people above us who might come down and be like, "Oh, hey, they're dead."
Yeah.
Tulip, did you need some healing?
I mean, I will not say no to that, but I am, I'm strong. It's okay.
I'm sorry. Did you say strong or strunk?
I said both. I'm strong. Fine.
I'm strunk too. So anyway, that was a row, but
Oh,
yeah,
No,
you see,
no, those were drow.
yes, it was a drow row.
okay. A drow row. Writing it down.
Added to the map.
Yeah. So, I'll cast Pass Without a Trace once we get going.
All right.
Sneaky.
V still feels better wearing a guard uniform,
Okay.
so he's going to put that on just in case, but he's perfectly happy to be sneaky out there with you all.
It suits you. It suits you, V. You look nice.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Did V take the short sword?
Yes, I think V will take a short sword.
All right. Stealth.
All right. Roll up some stealth
Disadvantage.
checks as you all try and traverse this cavern. We'll talk a little bit more specifically about where... Oh, that's better. All right, V got a 29. Tulip.
30.
Nice. All right, one up. Carlisle.
It literally went up. 22.
22. That's the title of one of the episodes of my podcast from like season 1, literal one-upping. Because they kept doing it to each other. I kept having them make checks, and they would be 13, 14, 15, 16.
Nice.
All right, 22, Fenrisa.
What are we adding to this from Pass Without Trace? Is it 10?
Yeah, 10.
Okay, so 25.
Nice. And Engelpoot.
22.
22. All right. Good. Okay. So you all quietly, sort of are enshrouded in shadows that sort of muffle the sound of your footsteps and hide you all quite well. And open up the door, and you see again this great big chamber with all the fog on the floor. Now you came from a series of tunnels just to the northeast of the entrance to this fortress. And you know that you could go into that gate again, and it would take you back down deeper into the dungeon and closer to Shadow Dusk Hold. There are a few other ways that you could go. There is another set of tunnels that is straight ahead, or this whole chamber is vast and continues on further south and further north and west, so you could explore that. But as far as what you can see immediately, you can go back the way you came in to the northeast, or you can go straight ahead to the east and through some unexplored tunnels.
Anyone here feeling adventurous?
Well, I can do
Gods,
some.
I hope so.
I can do some sort of asking of arugula with some divining or whatnot.
Fenris immediate-
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I have to ask. I think my common is poor. What are you asking a question of?
Oh yeah, the fibrous one, the ever regular arugula.
And what is arugula?
God.
Ah, see, I knew. I had the word wrong. I was sure that arugula was a type of leafy green vegetable, but that didn't make any sense.
A minor illusion and arugula in my hand.
Yes, that.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's
now
that.
I'm really confused.
Yeah, it's that.
But that's not a god, it is a leaf.
No, that leaf was named after the god, though. You know?
You surface dwellers are so
It's-
strange.
What's so confusing about Are you making fun of me?
No, absolutely. We should go.
Okay.
Oh.
What is Carlisle's god or deity?
What are you asking me?
Oh yeah. Hey, Carlisle, I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot. Carlisle, what's your deity that grants you?
I don't really worship a god per se.
Oh, boy.
Go on.
Yeah. Yep.
Wait, so
That's
what?
all.
Where do you get your, smiting power from?
Well, from the trees and the spirits of old.
Talk to the trees.
Yep. And small animals.
So like arugula is a plant.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So in a way, you worship arugula as well.
Not as such.
Well, it's good to have you in the fold there, Carlisle.
Oh no.
Yeah, great to be part of the team.
So I'd like to think that somewhere along the time where we were slaves, Fenrisa learned that Tulip knows Giant, I believe,
Yep.
Yeah.
and began sort of speaking to her in Giant when she wanted to kind of make jokes that she didn't want the clerics to hear.
Yes.
Paladin.
Oh, Paladin, the holy men.
The whole holy-ish.
And she's cracking a joke right now, just being like, I think we should pretend that we're also followers of Arugula. I think it would make him real happy.
Oh,
But she has this look on her face
sweet
that's like
but
very
awful.
mischievous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She's into it. Yep.
Of course she is.
Okay.
100%.
Yes.
So, I can commune with arugula, or I can, perform a ritual with these bunny bones with runes in them, and I can, ask some questions, and one of them's a little higher level, and one of them's a little lower level, is what I'm saying here. So, like, commune would probably. I don't feel like we have enough information for me to commune and ask specific questions. But augur, I don't know what that word, how they got that word, but that's the word that comes to mind.
Sounds a lot like arugula.
Oh yeah, it's confusing. It sure confused me for a few months there a while ago. So what do you guys think? Low level or?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think this is a question that would require us to directly
Okay.
ask the almighty fibrous one. We
Yeah,
should probably stick a little lower right now so as not to bother the great arugula.
I like where your head's at. Okay. So I'm gonna use augury, and since I'm out of second level
Oh boy.
spell slots, I can cast at third level, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't get any benefit there though.
No, probably not.
I mean,
Okay.
I could also do that so that you don't have to waste any of your
That's right.
spell slots. If you don't
Oh,
want to
what
waste
do you
your
mean?
energy.
That's right.
I mean, I can do that too. I can also. I have these dragon bones. I can
Oh,
use them.
cool. Yeah, sure. I'd like to see that.
So really this comes down to, are we using bunny bones or dragon bones?
Exactly. The
Always
age-old
good.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always goes back to the bones, doesn't it?
Always.
Doesn't it though?
How we
Yeah.
doing?
If I had a nickel.
Who are you asking though, Tulip? If I can ask you about.
Trying really hard to stifle a giggle. She's gonna say,
No.
I also shall ask, the great fibrous one for assistance.
His
Yeah.
face is just lights up. Oh,
I hate
I've
to do this
converted
because
you.
you know what? If you're all okay with it, I'm not even going to make you make rolls because it's so great. If you want to, you can make deception and insight if you would like.
I kind of want to make an insight.
Okay, great. So go ahead and make a deception tulip and a charisma deception tulip and wisdom insight.
This is fine. This is gonna be
I
fine.
can't wait. Your charisma is so good though.
Oh, it's not great.
My insight's real good.
Oh boy.
I rolled a 13 and I'm a +8 on insight.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
So that's a 21.
I rolled a 4.
Oh no.
But you get a plus 20, right? You're fine.
So she tries to stifle that laugh as she says it, but fails miserably at stifling her laugh.
Tulip.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I truly appreciate you so much from the bottom depths of my heart. I don't worship. I'm not a bunny. I don't worship lettuce. I'm sorry.
I am not worshiping lettuce, Tulip. Have you listened to any of my homilies?
No, we usually have Fenris cast silence when you start on those.
Brutal.
We went through a lot here, guys. I can't say that I'm not offended. Okay, I'm gonna walk away a little bit.
Fenris is gonna walk over and put a hand around Inklepoot, and this is a legitimate there, buddy.
I'm sorry.
Why do they make? Why? Where do they think the power's coming from?
I think the power is coming from you believing as hard as you can in arugula.
Oh boy.
And this is the truth. She's not BSing.
Yeah,
she's
totally.
just it's you, but she's saying it in a way that's kind of.
Yeah.
I think your belief is causing everything that you do.
You know what's interesting about this is that he's a trickery cleric. He doesn't know it's a trickery thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so probably the worship that goes to whatever trickster god is providing the power comes from other people making fun of Inglepoot and playing jokes on him. It's kind of a weird
I love it.
cleric relationship. But anyways, yeah, Poot is comforted and is just quiet, and he's less dejected, but he's still gonna be keep to himself a little bit.
V sort of pipes up at this point and says, as touching and completely incomprehensible as this conversation has been, we are simply sitting in the guard tower with the door open. Maybe we should move along, please. Is someone going to cast a spell to tell us where to go, or can we?
Yeah,
let's do
Tulip.
the thing, please.
Yep, I'm gonna take out these dragon bones and I'm gonna sort of sit them on the floor, and I'm gonna sit in front of them and reach out to my ancestors.
All right.
For some guidance.
V's gonna sort of look to Fenris and say, I'm not going to lie, I feel like I trust the dragon bones more than I trust the rabbit bones.
And you would be surprised what those rabbit bones can do.
Rabbit bones.
You know,
Rabbit.
Rabbit.
And you guys suspect the bones are probably from the slipper, of that bunny?
Waste not, want not.
Yes.
Oh.
It's a real bunny, it's a leather sole, but yeah, it's a real.
Do you have leather working as a skill?
Had it made.
I could have been the one that made that for you.
God. Oh no. All right. How did this augury go? What are we asking?
I'm gonna ask if what kind of results we would get if we headed toward going back to what you said earlier, there was a direction that's completely unknown to us. Is that right? Is that what you said? Yeah, down that direction.
So if you head that direction, so I believe the options are no answer, which is the shitty one, wheel, which is good, woe, which is bad, and wheel and woe, which is good and bad.
Correct.
So I think to go the way that you don't know, the answer that you get back is wheel and woe.
Okay. I'm going to thank my ancestors, gather up my bones, and share that with the group.
Great. What the hell does that mean?
I'm going to like rub my temples and be like, it's okay.
It means we should go.
I love this group.
Whoa? Whoa means we should go. It's like whoa. It's like WOA.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yep.
There is nothing good than gained if you do not risk a little bit. No?
It means that there will be both good things and there will be bad things. But we'll be together, so it'll be okay.
That's not a helpful spell at all. Can I say that?
Oh, you'd be surprised, Carlisle. That's all Inglepoot says. And he will still cast Pass Without a Trace once we start heading out. I assume that's what we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we did those rolls, so we don't need to do them again. 22 is the lowest that we had, so that's fine. All right, and you all are heading towards the great unknown.
What? Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It's like...
We're doing great.
Yep.
Good. All right, so you all head straight east into the tunnel that leads out into a way that you are not totally clear on. And as you sort of you stick to the fog, you stick to the shadows around you. There's a tense moment where some of the guards on top of the tower that you just came out of sort of turn in your direction, but you realize quickly that it was just happenstance that you all are well shrouded with the spell, and nothing bothers you. Excuse me. So you head into this chamber, and as you get further and further away from the House Freth compound, it gets darker and darker because their sort of fairy fire decorative lights don't extend into this chamber. I believe all of you now have dark vision because you cast dark vision on Tulip, so you can all see just fine. And you head into, the fog continues into this chamber. You head into another chamber, and as you begin to walk through this chamber, the texture, the feeling of the floor underneath your feet begins to change. It sort of becomes uneven, and there are these little, like, mounds that you sort of step on and that squish.
What's it smell like?
It's not great. Make me if you'd like to try and identify it, you can make me an intelligence nature check.
Okay, yeah, and while we're walking there, Inglepoot would have pulled out the perfume, which smells like citrus and burnt toast and a little bit of lavender and
So it smells like citrus, lavender, and a stroke.
burnt toast, yeah, and maybe a little bit of you know when you have printed something out of a laser printer and you smell the paper right after, it's a little bit like that. I don't know what smell that is.
I think we all know that smell.
It's exactly what you said it is.
But we're all like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
Perfect. So nature whatever check was, I rolled a 4 and that's a -1. So a 3.
You are far too busy with your aromatic perfumes to be able to identify the smells native. Oops, the smells native to this cavern.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey guys, what do you think is going on? You feel it? What's under our feet? And
Gross. Can I lean down and see what we're stepping on? And, like,
yeah, so
feel around?
you can lean down and you can feel, I mean, underneath your feet you can feel where these mounds are. The fog is real dense, and so it's real hard to see through. But you can just barely make out these like little tiny piles of like, I don't know, whitish, grayish something.
Can I like pick it up and like look at it?
Yeah,
and try to
so
identify it.
Go ahead and also make me an intelligence nature check.
I think I know what it is. Inglepoot definitely doesn't,
right.
But I think.
Oh, fuck off. That's a 12.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like super rare stuff, so I think that's enough to realize that this is bat guano, but like
Oh,
a
okay.
ton of it.
Oh,
Does
does anyone here
bat
need
seed.
fireball components?
Yeah,
Oh.
right.
Being
yeah.
invisible does not help here then.
Since we're all moving through here, why don't you all make another set and sort of having this brief discussion? Let's go ahead, and the spell is still up, so let's make another set of dexterity stealth checks.
Is
All right.
pass without a trace still up?
Yes, definitely. So keep this
Okay.
is a 10-minute duration, I think.
Hour.
It's an hour. Oh, even better.
Yeah.
So yes, definitely still up.
Okay.
Oh, thank the Lord.
Same for V.
Yeah.
All right, Carlisle, let's start with you then.
19 total.
All right, that's what V got. Tulip,
That is a natural 20
Nice.
plus 10 plus 1, 31.
31. Very nice. Fenrisa.
21.
All right, and Inglepoot.
26.
All right, so I just need to check. Okay, so you have not alerted the swarm of bats that must live in this chamber to produce this much guano.
Right.
So you're all good for the moment.
Okay, great.
You can see that out of this chamber there's a tunnel leading north, which you have a feeling probably leads towards the tunnel with that big giant metal spider that you passed through when you first arrived. A tunnel that continues to lead straight to the east, and a tunnel that leads south. The tunnels to the north and south are covered in this. Covered in this strange. You sort of caught glimpses of it when you first arrived, but now you can see it more clearly. These thick webs they are much, much thicker than normal spider webs, and they sort of close off. I mean, you could probably slowly push your way through them, but they create quite a barrier through the north and south tunnels.
Oh, so we could just keep going east, and if we run into any more of these webs here, we could I have dimension door, and I can take another person with me.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. You're all mediums. You actually can move through the gaps without too much trouble. It's large creatures that have problems.
Okay, it doesn't. Now that I'm looking again,
Sorry.
it doesn't look too. I got.
Aw.
Oh, I had water in my eye.
Where's now when you go to cast dimension door? Is that going to be like? Are you going to have to like touch me on the shoulder, or is that more of an embrace?
Hold on, Jake's gonna. I think it's just touch, but
on the shoulder, yeah.
well, if it's consensual, I think you just come on. It's like a door. I mean, I
All right.
usually knock before. It's
I'll-
got to be consensual for the door and the person that's coming with me. I
Right.
knock, and then we go in, and we can, appear a good distance away.
Cool. That's great.
So
What do you guys? Just go east then, and then figure
Sure.
it out.
I'm just along for the ride, really.
all right.
All right.
So you all head east a little ways. You go about 30 feet to the east, and you find yourselves at sort of a so all of these caverns are clearly like naturally wrought caves. You're out of the sort of worked stone area of House Freth. You go forward about 30 feet, and this tunnel T-junctures, so you can go straight to the left, which is to the north, or straight to the right, to the south.
Oh, hey,
And both north and south are also covered in this strange, thick webbing. Yes, was that you, Nick?
Yeah.
Question? Yeah, what's up?
so, well, in character.
Oh, great. That was
hey.
you, Fenrisa?
Do you mind if we stop for a second? There's something that was bugging me while I was walking through that tunnel.
Oh, boy.
And she pulls out the cape. And she's like, does anyone know what this is?
Oh, yeah. I forgot you took that.
Oh, I forgot about the cave.
It's a cape.
So did I for an hour and a half.
Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, it's a cape.
I think it might be a bit more because the mage guy had it.
You think it's like a magical cape?
Yeah, does anyone know how to look for magic inside items?
Don't be ridiculous. No one here has anything useful to do. What do you think this
Not
is?
wrong.
You've known us.
There's a reason this adventuring party got captured.
Yeah. None of us have useful skills. Quit asking questions.
No, just put the thing on and
Yeah.
live a little.
Live a
Well,
little,
that's
yeah.
maybe not okay.
It matches your slippers.
It does. I would like to
does.
attune to the cape.
Okay, you put the cape on.
Okey-dokey.
It is stylish AF, but nothing
You look
happens.
nice,
I mean, you look
Fenrisa.
great, but nothing else happens.
Cool.
Oh.
I have a cape now.
Okay,
I'm
great.
like swishing it as we're
Yes,
walking.
yes.
Yeah, you look great.
I love it. All right, so north or south?
South.
Oh, I was gonna say north. But
Well,
whatever.
I'm from the south. So.
What, like Schultz?
Well, actually, yes, because that is the New Orleans of the Forgotten
Yes,
Realms.
absolutely.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say north for the same reason.
Oh yeah, are you from Minnesota? I'm sorry, Savage Frontier.
There you go.
Minnesota is like a old town.
Icewind Dale.
Yeah, sure, Icewind Dale. You have decided for me. It just came to me. Icewind Dale.
Yes. I love it. Englepoot, since you have this map that you've been doing, why don't you make me an intelligence cartography check?
There we go.
It's with my proficiency then,
Yes,
correct? Okay. Proficiency. It's gonna be a 17.
Nice. Okay, so you do a quick sketch of like what you've seen. You try and start adding in the chambers that you came through when you first arrived, which you sort of have to do by memory, but you're good at this, and you were keeping an eye out for when you eventually got your tools back. And you're pretty sure that to the north, if you go north, so you're gonna end up again sort of in that general vicinity of where you came through when you first arrived here. In fact, you think actually the northern tunnel in the previous chamber probably led to the giant spider room, and this northern tunnel probably leads to the room where that gate was that you passed through, where all the Minotaur skeletons and the drow were.
Oh. Well, what's our goal here?
It's sweet of you to assume we have a goal.
I would like to get home.
Yeah, me
Home
too.
would be my goal.
Well, I'd like to get further into Undermountain.
Oh,
Yeah,
those
I
are
thought
two
that's
very different goals.
Yeah, Fenrisa is very much like, okay, I'm done with this ride. Let's go home.
Well, legend says that the next level of Undermountain houses a kind of interdimensional train station. So
Oh, yes.
What
Okay.
legend is that?
do you
the
think
one, the
The
one
legend of getting
made up.
Fenrisa to continue adventuring.
Lying. The legend
Yeah.
of lies.
She buys it, hook, line, and sinker.
do you think that we know that there's gates or something that could get us out of this massive dungeon?
Oh, definitely, because you passed through several of them to get up more
Oh, okay.
quickly from level 22. Like the I keep blanking on their names. Your two escorts from Shadow Dusk Hold. Hold on, what are their names? Because they're fun.
Thelma and Louise.
Basically, Tendra and Malene. So not so far off. Tendra and Malene took you guys through several of them to sort of expedite your travels from Shadow Dusk Hold up here. So I mean, it stands to reason that like you can use them to get around. The trick though is that like you might remember the ones, like how to get to the ones that you used to get up here from Shadow Dusk Hold, but those will just take you deeper. If you want to get out, you're going to have to find different gates that lead upwards, and those you're not so sure about in terms of where they
Okay.
are.
Yeah, so I think we could accomplish both goals if even if we go deeper, we can eventually, find a gate that can take us
Yeah. And
up and
we got to take not vengeance. We got to exact some justice on Shadow Dusk Hold, so we make our way on down yonder.
There you go.
yeah, I agree. Okay.
So-
So do we want to go to the Minotaur skeletons, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Would that be in the
Tulip's
right-
Wait,
like,
that-
no.
I
No.
don't.
Which one's deeper?
Yeah, is that the wrong direction? Would that be going up?
So that would, I mean, you could. So if you go north to where the Minotaur skeletons are, you would be able to get to the gate that brought you up here from a couple levels down. If you're looking to go and find either other gates or like another way to get to deeper levels, probably south would be the way you wanted to go. Because you also remember that you had to, in order to use that gate, you had to successfully navigate a very confusing maze that fortunately you had some smart drow with you to accomplish, and who are not currently with you.
Yeah, I'm getting a headache here, so I'm giving you this information, and you all just decide, and I'll follow along.
South.
Okay, we go south.
South.
South it is. All right. I would say, are we sure? But I don't want to open that question again. We're good.
I am not going back in that maze.
Yeah, the maze was pretty awful.
But the level is called the maze. I'm confused.
Yeah, hilariously, by going south, you go into the actual physical maze. So here we go. All right. So you start heading south, and you begin to pass through these tunnels and corridors that are stretched with this strange, thick webbing, and it slows you down a little bit just because you have to sort of step over it and duck under it and sort of make your way through it. But it's clearly designed, to block off these tunnels, but it's obviously meant to block something larger than Drow and you all to get through. So you're not entirely sure. You begin to sort of wonder what must be ahead that House Freth has worked so hard to keep out.
Okay, great.
So go ahead.
Fine.
Go ahead. Yeah. Anyone? Bueller?
No.
No. Great. All right. So you head south. You continue on for quite some time, passing through these webbed passages. Fortunately, you go for quite a ways, and you don't have any other twists and turns to have to decide on for a little while at least. So you manage to head further south, and you eventually sort of get to the edge of this webbed area, and you step through a few more webs and see ahead of you, for the first time in quite some time, a clear cavern tunnel without any of this webbing. So you sort of breathe a sigh of relief as you're able to move forward. The fog, however, gets even thicker and rises up now to engulf you to a depth of about 4 feet. So it's a little unsettling because you can't see the ground as you walk even more, and more of yourselves are hidden in this fog, but at least there's no creepy spiderwebs to have to move through.
Yeah, I'm gonna say everyone hug, stick close to me, don't wander too far.
Mm-hmm.
Stay within 10 feet.
Oh, fun. So you continue down south. The fog, as you move through it, swirls and curls into various shapes before immediately dissipating, and it's all a bit eerie. And you finally get to a larger open chamber that you can see splits off and has tunnels heading to the to the west and the east. And as you walk into this tunnel, the fog around you, as you kick it up and swirls, it begins to swirl higher and higher, and this time doesn't dissipate as quickly, and pretty soon the 4 of you are surrounded by these shapes created out of this fog that coalesce into let me have intelligence nature checks from all of you to see if you can identify these shapes that are
So good at this.
They are definitely, what you don't need to make a check to figure out is that they are all hefting, enormous great axes. Checks. Let's start with Fenrisa.
0.
You're really fixated on the axes. Carlisle.
14.
Okay. Tulip.
22.
Nice. And Engelput.
Yeah, I got a natural 20, but that's a -1.
Okay. So everyone but Fenrisa, who is really fixated on the axes, realizes that these shapes coalescing around you are minotaurs. Holding the axes, and all at the same time, in perfect unison, they swing right at neck level, and you all sort of let out little yelps of surprise as the fog great axes pass right through your necks, and then the minotaurs collapse back into the fog without harming you, at least not physically.
Is this like have we seen similar tricks throughout the dungeon or illusions or whatever it is?
I don't know that you all really have, because they certainly weren't around Shadow Dust Cold, and you all sort of you went pretty directly from Shadow Dust Cold up to this level, so I'm not sure that you have. Yeah.
But mazes, minotaurs.
Sure, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was super cool.
Yeah, it was wild.
Everyone, did you see that? And then she's going to start using minor illusion to kind of do the same effect, but with her. like smaller, like 5 feet, I think, is what it could be, and
yeah.
it's her. So.
Oh, amazing. Okay.
Or, well, you know what? She'll use some of the halflings that raised her, and it's like halfling size, just swinging little axes.
So you basically you create them, and you all sort of all you can see, because the halflings are shorter than the fog. So at first all you can see is just the fog start to kick up in weird ways, and then the halflings swing their little weapons enough to sort of disperse the fog around them, and you see these little fog halflings that are then quickly swallowed back up.
Adorable.
I did it. That's what happened, but I didn't do the first one. I promise.
That's not concerning at all. This is fine.
I'll let you keep moving forward.
So this tunnel, this chamber sort of dead ends straight ahead to the south, so you can either go to the west or the east from here.
Wait, west and east?
West,
east.
Yeah, east. I've got 2 easts.
Tulip, how many times can you talk to your dead relatives?
Okay, great.
I mean, it's a synonym, but it sounds much worse.
Well, I could only do that one once, but I could try something a little different. Maybe I could
maybe beat up your dead relatives to give you better information.
Not what I meant, but all right.
Nope, that I don't think that will be particularly useful. I have clairvoyance, and that's it.
Ooh, what's clairvoyance?
I create an invisible sensor with a range.
Oh,
No location familiar to me.
Yeah, it's stationary, unfortunately, though. So
yep,
there may be time for that, but this is probably
perhaps you should talk to your guy.
Yeah.
You know, the leafy one.
The great. Yeah, I think I should commune. It's a ritual, I think. Let me check.
Okay. We'll keep an eye on you while you do it. It'll be fine.
If it's 10 minutes, I'm rested.
Oh, yeah, I think it's...
I want my key back.
Oh, come on.
Short rests are an hour.
Oh, are they? Boo. Yeah. Then I'm not resting and I don't get my key back.
Correct.
Yeah, it's... turns out it's just 1 minute.
Oh.
1 minute casting time?
Yeah, and what question? I need 3 questions, good ones that, you know, like, what do you guys think? 3 good questions?
Do they have to be yes or no, or?
I don't believe so. Not for commune. Oh, they do have to be yes or no.
Okay, that hampers it a little bit.
Ask him if he likes pork or beef.
First of all, not yes or no.
Oh, right. Not yes or no. Ask him if he likes pork, and then ask him if he likes beef.
Yeah. But Tulip, that's not... I don't see how that's going to help us.
It won't. I just am curious.
I would ask if we can handle what is down the left path and if we can handle what is down the right path.
Okay. Yeah. So something like which one's easier, the right or the left path?
Okay. Is the right path easier than the left path?
Okay.
Nice yes or no. Okay.
And what I need 2 more, or is that... I don't know how many. That's 1.
That's 1. Yeah, that's 1.
2 more?
Sticking with the same path, does the left path have more worthwhile gains than the right path?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm out of questions.
Okay.
Does he like pork?
Does he like...
Tulip, I failed to... I adopted your accent again.
I have a question.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I'm trying to think if Fenrisa would be smart enough to have figured out anything about your patron or god or anything like that. I don't think she has. Never mind. I'm gonna belay that. I was going to have you ask, are you really arugula?
Oh no.
But she wouldn't be smart enough to kind of put that together, so never mind. Ask if arugula is the best.
Well, Well, yeah, I already know that answer, so it's not even.
That feels.
Yeah, that feels like a waste of a question.
Oh, I'm trying.
What do you think, Carlisle?
I say ask, if we go, what was it, left?
I'm assuming that when we say left, we're meaning west, because you all
Yeah.
Sure,
south,
yes.
so but I'm going to say left is west and right is east.
If we go west, does fortune favor us?
Okay, so those 3 questions, which ones? Yeah, I think.
So
They're oddly similar.
The first one was, well, you can also switch them up after you get some answers, which you might want to do. So the first one was, can we handle what we would find to the, we said right, so east, is that right?
We said which one would be easier on us, east or west?
Right, would east be easier on us?
Right.
And the answer to that you receive is no.
The east would not be easier.
West it is.
Is east more worthwhile towards our goals?
Is east more worthwhile towards our goals? Yes.
And let's see. Oh, I was gonna wait and see if the group was okay with that question. Sorry.
It's okay.
So yes, so it's harder but more worthwhile. And I'm kind of looking around. Like I would rather go the hard route.
Okay, and what was the third one?
Mm-hmm.
My question. So.
Pork.
Yep.
I say ask the pork question.
But I just don't get it, it's just all right,
Do you like pork?
do you like pork?
Oh Lord. You hear a voice go.
Oh, we have somehow out-tricked the trickster god.
But before Inglepoot tells you guys what is told to him, his eyes go wide and he gets a little scared but a little excited, and then he starts going, whoa, this is a long one. It was one-word answers before. And he's just going to start lying about what was said to him. And
while you're telling them some story, you hear the voice again, and you sort of, it's like far away, like he's turned away from the microphone, going, "Hey, Sam, do we like pork? What's I don't know. They want to know if a root likes pork. Yeah, I think so, but I don't. Okay, all right. No.
Oh yeah, and then the great Porky one came down, and he fed the peoples of himself. And this is all coming straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. This is a story and a half, if you're asking me. Anyways, tells the story, and it turns out the answer is no.
Wow.
Oh, good. I mean, beef is better, so that's
There you go.
Wow.
Maybe
Yeah, I think I agree with you there.
So now that we have conjured the power of a god to ask a binary question, which direction are we going?
Yeah, so east is more in line with our goals, apparently.
Great.
But it's harder.
Nah, well. Fortune favors the bull. I go east.
Off we go.
Yes.
All right, off to the east.
Invoking the power of godhood to answer a question which can be solved by a coin flip.
I love everything about it. All right, so you continue on east. This passage sort of goes for a while, then begins to twist to the right, to the south, and you head down this way, further to the south, and then you eventually can see up ahead that the that the chamber opens up yet again, or the tunnel rather opens up into a larger chamber yet again. Excuse me. The fog begins to recede a bit, so it's only 2 feet thick now, like it was before. And you can see in this chamber that opens up. What do you see? Oh, no, you don't see that because there's fog. So will all of you roll, please, for me? Oh, I don't know. Let's say dexterity checks, please. Acrobatics, if you've got it.
Ah,
Can I guide myself?
Sure.
live on stream?
Oi. Carlisle.
4.
Great. Tulip.
5.
Amazing. Fenrisa.
23.
Inglepoot.
17.
All right. So Carlisle, you all are walking through this room and you kick something big and heavy and hard, and it hurts a lot.
Ow, my toe. I kick it again.
It clangs. It's what are you wearing? What
Chainmail.
paladin? So something.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So it clangs against whatever your greaves or whatever. It
Yeah.
sounds metallic also.
I'll just kick it again. What's that?
It rolls a little ways away from you, whatever it is.
Oh, it rolled away from me.
Just slightly.
I would like to go pick it up.
All right, so you lean down and you grab whatever it is and you lift it above the fog, and you can see that it is the rusted, severed head of some sort of construct type creature. You can all make intelligence arcana checks to see if you recognize the type of creature this came from.
So good at this.
I know you're all probably really good at this.
It's a
Inglepoot, let's start
real
with you this
magical
time.
group.
Yeah. Inglepoot, let's start with you this time.
Oh, 13.
Okay. Tulip.
22.
Nice. Carlisle.
And
And Fenrisa.
11.
Okay, so actually, Tulip, you do recognize it. This is the head of a shield guardian, a creature, a metallic construct that is created specifically to guard whoever holds its control amulet. You're not really sure what would happen if you removed the head from a shield guardian, though. Feels like it wouldn't be quite as effective.
I'm going to relay that to the group.
All right.
Hello, Shield Guardian. How are you?
It surprisingly doesn't respond.
Shocking.
I have a Shield Guardian head now.
Yeah,
Can keep holding it.
I even knew that, Fenrisa. Like, come on, I'm not too smart here.
I'm not much. I haven't been around as long as you. I'm still learning. Leave me alone. Just pouts.
Pout.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
what? I guess just keep going east.
Yeah, so the tunnel sort of splits here. You can go further east, or you can now turn sort of to the northwest. Love that.
east.
All right. Objections?
Nay.
East.
No.
All right. So the tunnel continues east for a while, twists and turns. You head south, you head west, you head north. It goes twisty and turny and curvy, and you get to another juncture where you can either continue west or head north.
Son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, I think Carlisle's getting a little upset here.
I'm clearing out quite a few twists and turns and choices from you all.
Mazes.
Yeah.
What was the second option?
West or north?
Oh, so the north.
Yes, without objection. All right. So you
Well,
all
let's go.
you all head north. You get to a place where the fog begins to thin out, and you think that you'll have finally found the end of the fog, and then the tunnel dead ends. I was really hoping that you would pick north.
All right, go back and we'll head north.
No, that's
Hey,
just
Carlisle,
came
you
from.
know I could
Or
just
west.
ask my god each time.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, it's all the same as a coin. Your god is about as powerful as a silver piece. So
That was mostly Jake just asking because I saw how frustrated you got with asking a god.
no, it's fine.
Funny. Okay. So you go and you head west. To the west, you go for a while. The fog begins to get thicker again, and this time you all you think it's sort of each of you sees this, and the first time each of you sees it, you aren't really sure what you saw, but it looks like there are faces in the fog, humans and elves and gnomes and a half orc or two that just sort of peer out and then recede back into the fog.
This is creepy.
Yeah, really spooky.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Hello, faces. Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Oh,
They
bad
don't
connection.
respond. Yeah, right? They don't respond. So you head up. The tunnel continues to twist and turn. It eventually leads out into once again, another big open chamber. However, in this big chamber, there are 3 natural pillars of rock that support the ceiling in this chamber. And in the area between the pillars, the fog takes on a weird red tinge. And you can see that on the inside of the pillars, like the part that are all facing each other, there's like 3 of them in a sort of triangular shape, and then the space in the middle, the fog is red there, and the pillars on those faces are painted with the fearsome image of a 20-foot tall minotaur covered in blood. Let me have intelligence religion checks from you all.
So good.
Carlisle, let's start with you.
2. 3 minus 1.
Amazing. Tulip.
That's a 6.
All right, Fenrisa.
16.
All right, and Inglepoot.
14.
14. All right, so Fenrisa, weirdly, you recognize that the paintings on the pillars represent Baphomet, the Horned King, the demon lord of Minotaurs.
Oh, hey, that's the Minotaur god, right? I remember the Order talking about that, and it's not something you want to mess with, that's for sure.
As soon as he says, like, I assume he says demon.
Yeah, I'll relay demon at some point.
Okay.
As soon as Inglepoot hears that, he would cast Detect Evil and Good.
What's the range on that?
30 feet only, which is unfortunate.
That's
but
all right, give me a second. So you're definitely, I know this is not exactly how this spell works, but it's fine.
so it's just aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of me.
Right. So I'm going to say there aren't any of those things within 30 feet of you, but you definitely are getting a pretty strong fiendish eminence coming from the space in between, inside the circle of pillars.
And it's if there's any object or land within, no, place or object within 30 feet that has been magically consecrated or desecrated.
Yeah, that area inside the pillars is real desecrated.
Okay, yeah, that, don't go inside those pillars. It's very desecrated and just yeah.
Yeah.
Do we see anything else?
You say that, and like Fenrisa was in the middle of like cocking her arm back to throw the shield guardian head. She'd be like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest that. So is there anything else in this?
No, the tunnel continues. You can see there's a tunnel that continues out of this chamber to the north. So you can either pass directly through the pillars or you can go around them to get to that tunnel.
Yeah, let's not go in the middle. Let's just go around it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. So you'll go around the pillars, you head north, and you get to, once again, you're in these sort of small tunnels. Who of you is in the front of this little party march?
May.
Wow, great. So as soon as you get into the tunnel past the pillar chamber, you hear, just to the north, you hear a cry for help.
Oh no. I will rush towards the cry for help.
All right, so you rush forward. The tunnel sort of splits off to the west and the north, and the cry clearly came from the north. So you rush to the north, you turn a corner, and there is just a caved-in section of tunnel here.
Hey, it's a dead end.
Another dead end.
Okay.
But that is definitely where you heard the cry for help coming from, Carlisle.
Maybe it's past this cave-in.
Or it could just be a magical trick or whatnot.
Could also be someone in the cave-in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna yell.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello.
No response.
Is anyone there?
No response.
We are fucked. We should maybe not be here.
I would like to walk up the wall to like get it, like kind of look around up near the ceiling and stuff to make sure that there's nothing about to drop down on us.
Yep, make a wisdom perception check.
9.
Nope.
9.
You're safe.
Yeah.
Can I see into past the cave in, or do I
No,
see
it
in?
seems. I mean, it's pretty much dammed up the whole tunnel at
Gotcha.
that point.
Must have been an illusion.
Yeah, I
you
think-
all hear at that moment. You hear from behind you, out to the west. You hear faint giggles.
Yeah, I think there's some arcane chicanery going on.
Yeah, chicanery, exactly.
Chicanery.
Clearly.
Tomfoolery.
Oh, they're the same?
Oh yeah, they're synonyms.
Oh, cool. Writes it down.
I've never met this Thomas Foolery.
Oh no.
He's the worst. Well, I'm gonna go towards where I hear the giggling.
Okay.
Alright.
Follow.
I'm gonna be invisible.
Oh, yeah. All right. So you all head to the west. You get to a chamber where you walk into this chamber, and the giggling is super fucking creepy, and just seems to be coming from all around you, but you don't see anything. Or
I'm gonna-
anyone.
I'm gonna use my divine sense as a paladin to. I can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell, and I'll know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
Celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
Yeah, as I mosey on in.
Yeah, no, it's none of those things.
Did we check was there a north tunnel?
That was the one with the cave in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And now we're south, right?
Now you're heading west. Yeah, you're heading southwest.
Oh, okay.
Well, the only thing else I know about how to combat is Fae. I'm gonna speak in Sylvan. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, you playing tricks on me?" Might be some Fae. I'm gonna move in. I'm gonna channel divinity. I'm gonna use Turn the Faithless.
Okay, tell me more.
As an action, you present your holy symbol, and each Fey and fiend within 30 feet of you that can hear you make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage.
Okay, the giggling continues.
Yeah, this is tricks. It is creepy though.
It is. I can't dispel invisibility or nothing, so.
Well, should we just continue then? There's nothing else in here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Someone just having a laugh. It's fine.
Oh yes, this is fine. This is totally okay. There's nothing wrong with this.
That's what
Oh,
you said
no.
last time, and we were fine.
No, there's plenty wrong with it. I just don't know what to do because I don't see anything.
That's right. Nothing we can do about it, so we're just going to carry on.
I mean, it's par for the course. Fae are pretty much cowards, so they're not going to show themselves.
And you all pass out of the cavern because I can't laugh anymore. Great. Okay, so you continue on south after that, southwest after that somewhat unsettling experience. And now this is the largest chamber that you have come to in some time. You see that the ceiling sort of ranges in height from about 20 to 30 feet up. It's covered in stalactites. The floor is covered as well in stalagmites. There are also some floor-to-ceiling columns of rock scattered around the area. Let me have you all make wisdom perception checks, please.
Go.
Nice.
Fenrisa.
25.
Nice. Tulip.
Let me hang on. I had to check. I have advantage on those.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
Yeah.
21.
Nice. Carlisle.
12.
And Henglepoot.
I have advantage on those, and I rolled a 2 and a 4, so that's an 8.
All right. right. So Fenrisa and Tulip, you look around, and Carlisle and Engelput are mostly just seeing stalagmites and stalactites and the stone columns in the room. But you two, Fenrisa and Tulip, you can see that sort of lurking around several of the columns, there are quite a few minotaurs scattered throughout this cavern, and they are all looking like sentinels or like scouts looking out for any intruders, hefting enormous weapons and ready to take on whatever comes their way.
Are they just like regular minotaurs? They're not like skeletal minotaurs?
Yes,
or anything?
these seem to be live actual minotaurs. Yeah.
Live actual minotaurs.
That's going up on a billboard. Live,
the
actual minotaurs.
Yeah, the real minotaurs of Waterdeep County.
Yes.
So I'll kind of put the I go uninvisible so I could stop
Okay.
it to, and I'm like, let me scout ahead and I'll tell you what's around. Do we still have Pass Without Trace on?
That's for an hour, so yeah, I think probably so.
Okay.
Yeah. So did you tell us that there's minotaurs?
I did tell you to stop. I will say I saw creatures. I believe they're minotaurs. I want to see how many there are and if it's even worth going through this room.
Yeah. Good. Okay.
Hide yourselves. Pass Without Trace, invisibility. I'm going to kind of walk around
Okay.
on the walls.
Make me dexterity stealth with advantage plus 10.
Plus 10 only because after a
right.
certain range.
Yeah, what's
Let
the
me
range?
check.
Is it 10 feet or 30 feet around you? No, I think it's 10.
It is
Oh, do
30
I have
feet.
to? I have to be near him.
Yeah.
30 feet within
Okay,
me.
cool.
Within 30 feet.
I cast Pass Without Trace on myself,
Okay, great.
and then I do the thing.
All right.
There it is.
Ooh, that is a good thing.
Nice.
I think it's like 35.
Okay, fantastic. So you sort of do a quick sweep of like the area near you in the room, and you basically see so in this chamber you can quickly count. I think it's 7 minotaurs. Yeah, 7 minotaurs, sort of all over this area. You just manage, you don't want to get too far or too out of range, but you can see that there are tunnels leading up to the north where there are more stalactites and stalagmites, and you catch sight of at least 2 or 3 more minotaurs in that chamber to the north. There might be more, you're not really sure. There's also, to the west, there is another tunnel that leads out that way. So basically, from this chamber, you could get out to the north or to the west, but you all are coming in through the eastern wall, so it's going to be pretty tough to pass through without alerting, although for you all not impossible, but tough to pass through without alerting the minotaurs.
Okay. I go back and relay that.
All right.
Ooh. Well, what's V doing, by the way?
V has been quietly and perfectly happily just following you all at a distance of about 30 feet, just in case. He finally sort of steps up and says, "What do we see in here?"
7 minotaurs, 9 if you count the 2 in the tunnel.
Fantastic. I look forward to watching you defeat them.
Yeah, me too.
What house did you say? I lost my accent. What house did you say you're from, V?
I am from house something. House. Nope, that's not it. House Avrindar employs me.
Avrindal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you just let us know if you want to get involved.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet of you, but I don't.
Okay.
Yes. Well, chop chop, go kill the minotaurs. I look forward to seeing the bloodbath. And with that little shove ahead, not physical, just encouragement, that's actually where we are going to call it this week. So we will decide what to do about the Minotaurs next week. Hey, thanks everybody for playing, for hanging out and watching,
Thank you.
for hanging out in the chat. That was a super fun session. This little group of misfits is delightful and wonderful, and I can't wait to find out what's going to happen to them. next week as they continue on. Let us do this. Let's go around once again. Let us know who you are, where we can find you on the interwebs, if that's something you would like to share, and let me know your favorite moment from today's session. Let's go in reverse order, so we're going to start with Jake.
I am Jake Friday. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jake Friday. And tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific, I run a game on twitch.tv/Venture Ventures where I am the DM. And I DM for a group called the Big Bedfellows. And we're at a kind of a interesting point, climactic event. So come watch if you're interested. And yeah, favorite thing. I enjoyed causing a ruckus and a row and all that. So that was enjoyable. And thank you so much to everyone. I had a ton of fun with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's move over to Nick.
Hi, I am Nick Reyes. You can find me at Twitter at 2KNick, TWOKNIKK. More importantly, I am the stream coordinator for Roll for Change, and we are a charity tabletop RPG group, and we'll be running a game in June. You could follow Roll for Change at Roll4Change on Twitter. My favorite moment was Tulip and Carlisle busting people up in the tower. That was super fun to have them fighting side by side and decapitating people.
I love it. Just so everybody knows, since we're all doing our Twitter handles, I have linked them all in the chat in case anybody wants to come and hang out and follow us on the Twitters. Easy way to do that. Meanwhile, Matt.
That's me.
That's you.
I am Matthew Foreman. I am, you can find me at Matthew Foreman on Twitter, Matthew W. Foreman. I am a member of Dice Priori, where I stream a bunch, and I'm here all day on Variant Roles, so just, stick around.
It's true.
Here we are. I live here now.
You do. You do, in fact, live here now. I love it. All right.
My favorite moment was explaining all my different cultural background to people.
It was delightful. And Emma.
Okay. Hello. Hi again. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. Yep, you can stick around, and I will be in the Goners game that Matthew is also in just after this in about an hour. And you can find me on Tuesdays over at twitch.tv/Dice Priori at 10:30 p.m. Eastern for our Dragon Heisters game, which is a bit of a shit show. So just a bunch of garbage people doing garbage things.
Perfect.
That's right.
And my favorite moment from today, there were so many. I really like all the interactions around arugula.
Yes.
Just because it's just so ridiculous.
Absurd.
Completely absurd and delightful. Pretty great. So yeah, thank you so much. This is great.
Yeah, well done. All right, and once again, I am Eugenio, also known as your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, DM Jazzy Hands. You can find me on Twitter at DM Jazzy Hands. I am the dungeon master for my actual play podcast, The Last Refuge. You can find the show on Twitter at DND Last Refuge. You can go to our website, dndlastrefuge.com, to find out information about us. And of course, we're on all the major podcasting services, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, all of that good stuff. I want to take a quick second to talk about A Seat at the Table again. I mentioned them earlier. Seat at the Table is an online magazine striving to amplify the voices of women, LGBTQ+ individuals, people of color, and disabled gamers in the tabletop industry. They have just recently closed submissions for their very first issue, so that should be coming out before too much longer. You can check out their website at www.asatt magazine.com, or you can follow them on Twitter at ASATT_magazine. I am linking the website and their Twitter also in the chat. So they're pretty awesome. They reached out to us and asked us to help signal boost their upcoming first episodes. If you want to check them out, go do that. What else can I tell you? So yeah, Emma and Matt sort of already mentioned, but if you want to stick around here on Variant Roles, we have a busy day of streaming starting at 6 p.m. There's going to be a special one-shot of Dungeon of the Mad Mage with DM Technoscald and the Goners crew. So that apparently includes Matt and Emma and some other delightful humans, so stick around for that at 6. Then at 9 p.m. tonight, we have our Invisible Sun game, As the Sun Burns, with GM Dan. That is delightful soap opera of amazingness that Matthew will also be on. So Matthew all day, all the time. So come check that out at 9 p.m. tonight. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. we have our Urban Shadows game with GM Taryn. And then on Monday we come back to the Dungeon of the Mad Mage Adventures at 9 p.m. We will be back next Saturday, same time, same place, 2 p.m. Eastern. So be sure to come check us out and see how the crew deals with their Minotaur foes.
Minotaur Madness.
Minotaur Madness. Yes, that's what we'll call it. If you are a fan of what you saw in here, we would super appreciate any support that you can give us, even if that is just a follow on Twitter and a follow here on Twitch. We would appreciate that. If you are able to do a little bit more and want to subscribe to the channel here on Twitter, we'd appreciate that. Or we also have a Patreon, patreon.com/variantrolls. You can become a patron and get some cool perks there, access to special channels of our Discord and things like that. Are you here for Urban Shadows 2, Matthew?
Yes, I play Peter Poindexter in that show.
I did not realize.
He literally lives here now.
Really...
Yeah, I live here and I live on Dice Priority. D&D is my life.
That's amazing.
Tabletop gaming is my life.
I love it. Fantastic. All right, so let's see. We've all done our thing. We've all said the things. I think I have plugged all the things I have to plug. So once again, thank you so very much for hanging out today. Thank you, players, for being awesome and making this such a delightful romp. We will finish it out next Saturday. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Hope to see you back here in an hour for the Goners crew. And happy gaming, y'all. And